what The Rock is cooking.
Welcome to the Benona Buck Podcast, number 24. I'm your host, Benona Buck, and I'm so happy that you are joining us for the B Money Podcast. I can't believe it's already been 24 episodes. I can't believe it. So thank you for joining us. We're going to have a great show. If we can make things work, we're going to have a guest today. I don't know how that's going to work. We're trying it. Not sure if it's going to work, but it should be fantastic. I'm looking forward to playing some video games and hearing from Rose Clarity and Elite Edge. So Rose is trying to make the...
It's not going to happen.
Okay. We might not have a guest after all.
I can't do it. You're going to have to do it.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll give it a try another time. We appreciate it. Yep.
Are you? What the? He was able to get a hold of his friend yesterday. Yeah, you were totally able to get a hold of your friend every other time we've had a guest. It's funny that
you know what? I'm on the tablet now, so we're using the tablet. So if I call on the telephone, I can call a telephone call if you'd like to do that. And we could do a three-way call that way. Do you want to give that a shot?
I was under the impression that was what you were going to do, and then you tell me I have to do it, and I can't do it.
Just shoot me over a text with his number, and I'll call you and him, and we'll do a three-way call. Sound good? Okay, bye.
1 moment.
Okay. We're always having a lot of fun. It's not called technical difficulties. It's just a learning experience. We've never done a podcast. We never even thought about it. And here we are, podcasting away in 2021. So let's see if I can get the numbers. Let's quick call Rose on the telephone. Okay, so we'll get Rose on first. Hey Rose, text me Elite Edge's number to my regular cell phone. To my regular number. Don't say it because we're on a live podcast, so don't say the number. But go ahead.
I just texted you with this one. Give me a moment.
Okay, let me try to...
I don't know that I can while I'm on the phone with you.
You can. Let's see. Okay, it looks like I got it. Okay, let's see if I can make this work. And let me put you on hold. Hold on. Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
Hey, hold on just a second. Oh yeah, it's definitely not letting me add a call. Weird.
Oh, you were just whispering the numbers out loud.
Okay, yeah, it definitely is not letting me add a call. So, not. Yeah, it's not letting me add a call on my cell phone. So that's not going to work. So.
Do you want to just do the normal setup with the Snapchat and the phone?
Not really. Let's see. I'm trying to figure this out. We're figuring out while on the podcast. That's the best part of it. We get to learn how to do something together. Usually my phone gives me the option to say add a call. So let's try to add a call from one of my contacts. So if I go to... Let's try this.
Hello?
Hey, Elite Edge. Is this Elite Edge? Elite Edge, are you there? Hello.
I am there. How are you doing?
Rose Clarity, are you there?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. Look, we figured it out. I'm not that stupid. It didn't even give me an option to merge the calls, but we did it anyways. Okay, so awesome. I'm going to set the phone down and let's do a sound check and make sure you guys can be heard.
All right.
Yeah, I'll turn it up to 20 like I normally do, and we'll do a quick sound check.
That sounds good.
Okay, this is me. As you say something.
This is me.
And Buck.
I'm sure I'm fine. I'm in the same spot I always am. So I just want to make sure you guys we're using a telephone today instead of a tablet.
It's
So
kind of quiet. Is there any way you can make it a little louder?
you're extremely loud.
Okay, now I'm loud.
You're very loud, yeah.
Okay, now I can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's blowing the speaker out. Yeah, okay. So maybe put
It's important for her to hear her.
Yeah. Edge. I can hear you good, Edge. I think you're going to come through perfectly where I have the phone position. And then Rose, you should move the phone about a foot or two farther away from where you're at.
Okay.
It's extremely loud. And then we'll all be on the same.
I get in these sound loops where I'm not sure what I'm hearing sometimes when I'm trying to do the sound check.
Okay, cool.
All right.
This is just regular life. You get into a sound loop sometimes. Right? No, I'm just picking.
Oh, so fantastic. So good to have you on, Elite Edge. I can't believe it. I don't know what I'm going to do without you in the comments, giving all us the best comments. But I think it'll be even better as a guest today.
I'm still in the comments.
Oh, good. That'll be
Are you still in the comments? Yeah, I can still be in the comments, too.
Fantastic.
Make
okay.
sure I pause that, though, so it's not interfering.
So today, I don't think we're going to have to shut it down early or anything, so Rose should be feeling just amazing. She can talk about anything she wants. Elite Edge, you can give all of your thoughts on everything. I'm pretty much just going to hang back, and Rose is going to run the show and talk about whatever she wants. She's going to be so happy she won't be mad even one time today. It's going to be this is the Rose show. And we might not even have to do soaps nice, even though I'm so into soap. Okay?
Oh, I have so many questions.
About soap? Really? You know about soap. Don't play with me.
Soap's nice. Okay, so Rose, take it away.
Well, I was under the impression you wanted to interview.
No, we're good. See, we're all good. It doesn't matter. It's all good. You can do the interview. You do the interview, or if you want to interview, or if you said that he's just going to come on and be another chair and talk like how we do, so that's cool too.
Well, to begin with, why don't we let Elite Edge tell our audience a little bit about himself?
Elite Edge, who the fuck are you? How did you come to be on this podcast?
I grew up down
no
the road.
personal identifying information, but
I know. I grew up down the road from Rose, so known her for most of my life, and how I came on the podcast, I started commenting, and eventually you guys invited me on.
That's amazing. Those are all good answers. Thank you.
It's just correct as I can get without getting into detail.
Right. Oh.
So how was everybody's day today?
My day was pretty good. I had 2 dinners.
That's always good. Food is good.
Well, the niece was here for a minute, and she wanted a certain dinner, and her dad wanted a certain dinner, so there were 2 dinners made, and I ate both.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
How about you, Bob?
Oh, I'm having a fantastic day. My whole day has been taking care of Professor Bam from the time she wakes up until the time the time usually I go to bed. She's been staying up extra late. Her sleeping schedule's way off since the surgeries. So I'm just taking care of her, feeding her, bringing her Gatorades, making sure she doesn't drink enough. When we took her in for the surgery, she got 2 gallons of electrolytes pumped through her veins. So she thinks she drinks enough, but she really doesn't. So I'm just hawking Gatorades over to her nonstop, yelling at her to drink it all day. And she's actually able
Drink your damn Gatorade.
Yeah, she's actually able to stand up and take herself to the bathroom today, finally. So we're really hoping that she can come down and be a part of the podcast again soon and talk about her experience.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad to hear she's feeling good.
Yep. You just never know. You know, when you have a bunch of surgeries like that, you know, it could take a couple weeks before she's able to kind of get back into her normal groove.
Oh yeah, surgeries can definitely, for a recovery, it's impressive. And if you don't take your time, it just takes twice as long.
Okay, so the thing I want to know is what the hell's going on with the weather? Rose won't send me a video, and I want to see these many. Now, I looked on my security cameras out there at my place, out in the woods, and it looks like there's 3 feet of snow. I don't know how much snow you got, but there's a ton.
Oh, we got a crap ton.
Maybe out in the backwoods. We actually got probably a foot total. The first day we had this big snow thing happening, and then we got, a couple more inches this morning? So.
I scraped off about 9 inches off my truck when I left from work the other day to come home, and I had to snow blow my driveway 3 times now. So.
Wow. That is living in the Great White North at its best.
Oh yeah. Out in the middle of nowhere.
Cool.
You still got snowmobiles or anything like that?
No.
Ed? No?
No. I don't have time to ride snowmobiles. In fact, when I have time, I'll buy some.
Yep.
Probably cheaper than.
Work all the time, I'm guessing.
Work and then watch kids.
Yep.
How old are your kids now?
My oldest is 11. My youngest just turned 2.
Okay. Yeah, remember your youngest is just a year younger than... No, not a year. Her birthday is near our niece's. Right.
Yeah, somewhere
2
close.
years younger. Very close. So she's 11 now. What grade is she? Let's not get too deep into all that. We don't want any too personal...
I don't know what grade she's in.
It's hard to remember. They go through these grades so quickly, and with COVID, things have gotten confusing.
I've never been real good with the public school system, understanding their grade system. So.
Are they in public school now?
Yeah, my eldest is. She just been because of the COVID, and I don't want her to catch any of this stuff going around. You know, like this. Having to wear stuff over your face to protect yourself from invisible things. I don't want her to catch that. I haven't been sending her to school. She's been doing it from a Chromebook.
Okay. Yeah, our niece just went back to public school. But how is the homeschooling going?
It's great. I get to see all the crazy stuff the teachers are teaching kids nowadays, and tell my daughter what's really going on, and she writes it down. And
Gets in trouble.
So it's great. She's been passing, so she's
good.
on her own.
See, I wish I could have helped with our niece's schoolwork, but she has to do it over at her grandmother's house. So,
Oh.
but she's back in regular school and she's happy about it. She does really well.
There was a field trip. I can't remember when, but a while ago now, she had a field trip that she was able to go to. That was pretty neat. She got to see everybody.
Oh, cool.
So, even though she was doing the school at home, the teachers let her go on a field trip. So, that was neat.
Where was the
you
field
guys
trip?
probably have
What type of a field trip was it? You don't have to say where, but what was it?
Oh, it was snowshoeing. You know, typical country schoolhouse field trip with snowshoeing.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow. That sounds neat. I did do the snowshoeing in school. I did a little cross-country skiing.
I was a Boy Scout, so
Yeah.
I did just about everything. I was actually, for a while there, I was part of a group that had the coldest camping trip
Oh, wow.
in Michigan, Boy Scout history. It was minus 25 degrees.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Yep. It was something that they call a Klondike, which means there's no place to warm up. It's all outside, only bonfires and stuff like that. And you did it intense. It was
No, not even like rudimentary shelter or anything like that?
You had a tent.
No.
You could build a shelter.
Right.
What'd you do in that
I mean,
tent to keep yourself warm at negative 25 degrees?
Usually just one of those mummy bags. I don't know if you remember those. Those were like a low temperature bag. They kind of like stuck to you, had lots of insulation.
Do they look like space, like aluminum foil? Are they like shiny?
Oh no, they're just a really tight fitting sleeping bag with a lot of insulation, basically.
Oh, cool.
And I usually, when you're in Boy Scouts, you have these little cooking kits, and I fill that with hot coals and stick that underneath my feet.
Oh, wow. Cool.
The hot coals would stay warm. You can put hot coals and some rocks or whatever in there, and put it
Right.
underneath your feet, and it stays nice and, well, it's a heat source besides yourself, so.
Yeah, I've used I'll grab a 2-liter bottle or something. Like if I've had situations where I had to sleep in the cold, filled 2-liter bottles, like really hot
Yep.
water. You shove it in your blankets and tuck everything in real good. You've got heat all night.
Mhm. No, it goes the same way with cooling yourself off during the summertime. You can use a frozen 2-liter bottle.
Wow, I actually haven't thought of that, but that's a good idea.
It's easier for women.
I don't actually know what you mean by that, but okay.
And never mind. I'll leave that one up to everybody's imagination.
Huh. Mom's saying some disturbing things right now.
Oh, what's she saying? Let her jump in. I'd like to hear.
Oh my God.
Let me reiterate what she said. She said, stick some ice cubes up your thing.
There was a post going around Facebook about that, some sort of trend.
Was
Wow.
Gwyneth Paltrow involved?
I have no clue. It had something to do with icicles around the time they started forming, so I figured it was some sort of joke.
Oh, Lord.
It trended for like 3 days, though.
Yeah, social media is a strange place.
Yeah, I mean, when Tide Pods started trending, people started going to the hospital, so I don't even want to know.
Anybody you know?
No. Everybody I know tried Tide Pods when they first came out and said they didn't like them.
If I refer to one of your friends as Ernest, do you know who I'm talking about?
Maybe. I have a, that would be very tough because so
With the
many of my
horses?
friends fit that.
So how long have you guys known each other, Elite Edge and Rose? Tell us about how you know each other. How long have you known each other?
We were neighbors.
How long have you known each
Kinda
other?
grew up in the
What was your dynamic like? I know we've got into it a little bit in the
When I was
comments.
4.
Yeah.
I think Edge was warned by his parents to stay the heck away from our house.
Okay.
I lived a very sheltered life.
Homeschooled.
Yep, homeschooled in the church.
So you guys have known each other for about 30 years.
Yep.
We've known
I don't know.
about existence for around probably 25.
Yeah.
Hung out
Actually, like, we didn't start hanging out like buddies until like I'd say 2004 or 5. But we knew each other previous to that.
Mm-hmm.
We knew each other. His parents were involved in the church, and we do church things. And
Okay.
at one point, I think I didn't even know him very well, but he was he had a snowmobile, and some of my friends were hanging out with him, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go on a snowmobile ride?" I went on a snowmobile ride. It was fun.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Back when I had I used to buy cheap old classic sleds because I really liked old snowmobiles. So I'd always drive those around until they.
Yeah, it was an older one. And we
Probably,
went out.
I think that was 1962.
Oh yeah.
It was a 1962 Ski-Doo Nordic, I believe.
Oh
With a
wow.
reverse. Yeah, it was a classic.
I didn't know a damn thing about it. I was just like, it's a snowmobile, cool.
We know from the comments that you're very mechanical oriented. That you tell us about without giving out too much info. Tell us about what you do for a living. Do you like?
I do industrial maintenance for a living, and I specialize in how should I put this? Hazardous materials and refrigeration.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic.
That's my specialty.
The more dangerous it is, the more you get paid.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yep.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Peep, quiet down. We're on live
like this, you
TV.
get what they give you.
Exactly. But I know I can always go to the city and make 3 times what I'm making now.
You could. You just
Right.
got to make sure that city can be accessible quickly from your country abode. You know.
The closest town to me has 2 churches, no school, no post office, a fire department.
You definitely have a good bug out location.
Oh, he does. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do they even plow your road?
They came down it today. I think they got lost.
No.
You hear this noise, and it's this plow going really slow and looking around. I don't know if he couldn't figure out where he was, or they usually don't come by for at least a week.
I see. So, I'm thinking you're gonna be on for the whole show if you're up for it, right?
I'm good for it. Yeah.
Okay. Should we get into an article or something?
Whatever you want, Rose. It's your show. Take it away.
Your show. Go ahead.
Then we can discuss when we're finished with the reading of the article. I've got.
Peep, quiet
Yeah,
down. We're on
interesting
live
one.
TV. Quiet down.
Is Pete peeping?
He's hollering. Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. All right, I've got an article from the Wire.
The what?
From the Daily Wire from February 4th, and it's by John Brown, and it's titled "Who Cares? Trump Quits Screen Actors Guild After They Threaten Disciplinary Action."
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I read this one. This is a good article. I didn't read it from the Daily Wire. I read the letter that Trump sent to them where he put his middle finger up at them. You know.
I see. Okay.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Former President Donald Trump resigned from the Screen Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, on Thursday after the actors' union threatened to take disciplinary measures against him for his alleged role in the January 6th Capitol riot.
So
I
the
write to
union
you
he
today.
supports,
Yeah.
through his dues, are taking action against him because I don't get this. Isn't the union supposed to work for the people that? Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
It's called virtue signaling, okay? I write to you today regarding the so-called disciplinary committee hearing aimed at revoking my union membership. Who cares? Trump's scathing letter to SAG-AFTRA began, as first reported by Fox News. Trump went on to praise his own cameo. Trump went on to praise his own cameo work in several iconic films and television shows, and also accused the union leadership of using him to distract from their own dismal record. Your organization has done little for its members and nothing for me, besides collecting dues and promoting dangerous, un-American policies and ideas, as evident by your massive unemployment rates and lawsuits from celebrated actors, who even recorded a video asking, "Why isn't the union fighting for me?" Trump wrote. Charges against Trump were brought before the disciplinary board at the behest of SAG-AFTRA President Gabriel Carteris, who called for his expulsion from the union in the wake of the Capitol riot last month. The charges allege that Trump engaged in a reckless campaign of misinformation aimed at discrediting and ultimately threatening the state's journalists, many of whom are SAG-AFTRA members. Donald Trump attacked the values that this union holds most sacred: democracy.
Hold on a second. I'm hearing. Hold on. Hey, hold on, Rose. Hold on. I'm hearing an echo. Do you have a television on?
No, I don't.
Elite Edge, do you have a television on?
No, I do not.
Okay. I'm hearing like echoes. Okay,
Echo?
continue. Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Donald Trump attacked the values that this union holds most sacred: democracy, truth, respect for our fellow Americans of all races and faiths, and the sanctity of the free press, Carteris said. There's a straight line from his wanton disregard for the truth to the attacks on it perpetuated by his followers. Our most important role union is the protection of our members. The unfortunate truth is, this equals words and actions over the past 4 years have presented actual harm to our broadcast journalist members, said SAG-AFTRA National Executive Director David White. The board's resolution addresses this effort to undermine freedom of the press and reaffirms the principles on which our democratic society rests and which we must all work to protect and preserve. In response to Trump's resignation, SAG-AFTRA commented simply, "Thank you."
You should read the Trump. The Trump letter is much better than the Trump letter is much better.
It's at the bottom of the article. I'll read it now.
Yeah, it's much better than the article itself.
Okay, here's the letter. I write to you today, and I can't do a Trump voice, so I'm not going to try.
I
write to you today regarding the so-called disciplinary committee hearing aimed at revoking my union membership. Who cares? While I'm not familiar with your work, I'm very proud of my work on movies such as Home Alone 2, Zoolander, and Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, and television shows including Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Saturday Night Live, and of course the most successful shows in television history, The Apprentice, just to name a few. I've also greatly helped the cable news television business, said to be a dying platform with not much time left until I got involved in politics, and created thousands of jobs at networks such as MSDNC and Fake News CNN, among many others. Which brings me to your blatant attempt at free media attention to distract from your dismal record as a union. Your organization has done little for its members, nothing for me, besides collecting dues and promoting dangerous, un-American policies and ideas, as evidenced by your massive unemployment rate and lawsuits from celebrated actors, who even recorded a video asking, "Why isn't the union fighting for me?" These, however, are policy failures. Your disciplinary failures are even more egregious. I no longer wish to be associated with your union. As such, this letter to inform you of my immediate resignation from SAG-AFTRA. You have done nothing for me. And that's the letter.
Wow.
Yep.
Yep.
You have done nothing for me twice.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny that they would think he takes this shit seriously. Oh, the Screen Actors Guild. Oh. I don't know.
I bet you he forgot he was part of the union.
He probably did. I mean, we did talk about, what were we talking, just actors, and Buck was saying, is Donald Trump on the list? Right? I don't know.
Well, the guy's got to be part of so many clubs and social things. I bet you he even forgot he was part of it until he got the letter.
Right. Yeah. I think he probably thinks it's funny. I think it's funny that they think he'll even give a shit. I mean, with the state Hollywood's been in.
Yeah. He was president of the freaking United States. He's used to this stuff by now. He put up with it the whole time.
Right. I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't do it sooner. You know?
Oh, they had to just wait until the right time. They're dramatic. It is the screenwriter's guild.
Right. They probably didn't, they probably wanted to act like they forgot he was involved too, but then they found an opportunity. I don't know. I don't know. I do know that almost every time I see any of their awards shows, they're terrible these days.
I haven't watched one in years.
Yeah. Oh, we used to watch award show. We used to get hyped for award shows, but what the heck is going on now? Nothing. It's the most garbage thing. Anytime I try to turn on an award show these days, it's just, let's celebrate this piece of trash and that piece of trash. Here's some more trash.
Yeah. Half the
If you
shows
look
I
up-
haven't even seen.
Right. There are some good shows.
There was one that what was it? I can't even remember the name of it now, but it won everything one year of the Emmys or whatever it was. And I'd never even heard of it. It was just some. Oh, I can't remember its name now. I'm gonna have to Google it.
Probably something super woke.
Oh, more than likely, 100%. Just not woke enough for me. That one year, Rent won a bunch of stuff, and that movie sucked.
Oh, yeah. You looking it up? Or...
Trying to. Yep, I'm trying to right now. I have no clue what it was.
I like that read that you did, Rose. I appreciate that article.
Okay.
I was reading it myself.
It was a good article.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I appreciate the news that former President Trump sent that letter. Who cares?
Mm-hmm. We're not hearing all that about what he's up to lately, but
He's living here. He lives straight across the state from me. About a 2-hour drive. He's golfing. He's spending time with his family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like a bad way to live life.
What was that, Edge?
Edge, we're gonna need you to speak up loudly into the phone. Here's the difference.
Okay.
Rose's is coming through on the phone super loud. You're coming through about half the volume. Put that phone right in your damn mouth. I want it in your mouth. Your phone should smell like your breath at the end of this interview. When this episode's over, your phone will stink. You know, it'll smell like
Probably
breath.
like cigarettes.
Yep, cigarettes and coffee.
Hmm.
Definitely miss my coffee.
I almost figured that we'd maybe not do as many articles, but I don't know. Should we continue to do articles? Like
I would
we
if I was
normally
you.
do?
You got all this time. You wanted the time, you have it.
I'm all good with articles. I'd never heard that one before, so that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay. I've got an older article from CNN that I've been sitting on, not using. From January 23rd, 2021, from Scotty Andrew. The man third in line of presidential succession has been in 5 Batman movies.
Five Batman movies.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yep. For as many foes as the superhero fends off. This is actually about a Democratic politician, but we're just gonna not be interested in Batman for now, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Batman has a formidable team of supporters, starting with his sidekick Robin, Gotham City Commissioner James Gordon, and even his loyal butler Alfred Pennyworth. But one of the Caped Crusaders' most fervent supporters lies not in a comic book, but in the U.S. Senate. He's known the Bat for more than 80 years. Senator Patrick Leahy, a Democrat from Vermont, and the longest-serving member of the current Senate, is a Batman aficionado who's turned his fandom into philanthropy. He's even used comics to forward his legislative agenda. Now President pro tempore of the Senate, Leahy is third in the presidential line of succession. Though likely he'll ever have to serve as the president, his high-profile position shines a brighter light on his colorful resume, which includes multiple appearances in the Batman film. When he's not working in the Senate chambers in Washington, Leahy retreats to Gotham, where Batman fights cartoonish villains and mans the Batmobile. It's a company he took up when he was 4 years old. If you live in the world all the time...
Hey, Rose, you're breaking up a lot. Are you moving your phone around a lot? It's clicking, it's going in and out.
Ultra was just pacing back and forth in front of the Wi-Fi, so...
Okay, it's breaking up a lot, just letting you know. Hard to hear you.
He's going back and forth getting things, so maybe that was it. Should I start from where I was or go back a little?
Do whatever you think.
Okay. If you live in the real world all the time, it can be kind of boring, the senator told Vermont Alt Weekly newspaper 7 Days in 2008. When Leahy met Batman, Leahy declined an interview for this story through his spokesman, but his affinity for all things Batman is well documented. As he wrote in the foreword of Detective Comics' 80 Years of Batman, he was born just 1 year after Batman's first comic, published in 1939. He first discovered Batman at age 4 when he received his first library card. He frequented the Kellogg Hubbard Library in Montpelier. Is that how you pronounce that? And he spent many an afternoon playing for comics. While school friends raised over Superman.
Rose, you're breaking up really bad. It's going in and out. Like digital
Let me see if I can,
bullshit.
Let me see if I can get this to do better. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
okay.
We could hear you. It was just really, it sounded like a robot.
Oh.
A drunk robot.
Oh, I'm saying scrolling, that's why.
What?
Okay. Because I have to scroll the article occasionally. That's what
we
happens
shouldn't.
when I scroll.
We should probably not be doing that. We should probably call on a different device. It's really bad.
What I usually do and what I forgot to do this time is I scroll a whole page and start reading. So, okay. I think we can start again and I can just pause when I scroll. Okay. Kindred bond with the Bat. Oh wait, hold on. While his school friends raved over Superman, Leahy found a kindred bond with the Bat. Entering Batman's world through my imagination opened up an early door
Nope.
into loves reading. He wrote
Nope.
forward.
Every other
What?
word's coming through. It's very bad.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
Like
I don't know why.
Don't know. Just letting you know, it's like.
Is it really?
Yep.
It's
Well,
probably
I'm
not my
just-
fault.
I'm just right now. Is it doing it right now?
Not this second.
Well, I had the article open where I'm reading, and how come it only happens when I'm reading when I'm not even scrolling?
Don't know.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Keep going. I mean, I'm just letting you know it's come through bad.
Okay. Entering Batman's world through my imagination opened an early door into a lifelong love of reading, he wrote in his foreword. He'd continue to spend hours at the library each day until adulthood, and even after he moved to Washington. He'd make pop in. He's a vocal advocate for literacy and the preservation of libraries so children can have similarly formative experiences with books. This is like a big puff piece, but let's get to his appearances in the Batman movies. Leahy's appearances from page to screen. Leahy was elected to the Senate in 1974, and until the mid-1990s, his affinities for Batman didn't have much to do with his duties on Capitol Hill. That changed in 1996 when Leahy collaborated with DC Comics to create Batman Death of Innocence, A Horror of Landmines, a graphic novel warning of the dangers of landmines. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. And he told the Capitol Hill newspaper Roll Call that he placed copies of the comic on every senator's desk that year. Leahy's first foray into screen acting, something he does strictly when Batman is involved, came in 1995 when he appeared in the critically reviled Batman Forever. The same year, he voiced a character billed as the Territorial Governor in Batman the Animated Series. Since then, Leahy has appeared in nearly as many Batman films as the Caped Crusader himself. He usually appears as the scowling politician, though in Batman and Robin, which his son Mark also had a cameo in, he was allowed to enjoy a raucous party. He even met an explosive end as the curiously named Senator Purrington in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I explained to everybody that getting blown up was okay, because my wife's a registered nurse, he joked to Roll Call in 2016. She put me back together, and I never missed a vote. His most notable cameo, though, came in 2008's The Dark Knight, when he confronts Heath Ledger's Joker, and famously tells the villain that he is not intimidated by thugs. The Joker, true to form, responds by grabbing Leahy's character and menacing him with a knife. Ledger, who died before the film's release, is Leahy's favorite Joker. He scared the heck out of me. When he came at me with a knife, he told Roll Call, I didn't have to act. He'll be absent from the upcoming reboot, The Batman. What?
Oh,
What?
it's just funny. He didn't have to act.
Right. He'll be absent from the upcoming reboot, The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson in the, here's this word again, titular role. Citing a busy schedule, he told the Burlington Free Press he didn't even seek to be in it. I have too many other things going on with COVID and with appropriation bills, he told the paper in August. While his films have certainly satisfied his inner fanboy, Leahy does it more for the library where his love of reading bloomed. He donates every fee from his appearances and royalty checks from residual showings to his beloved Kellogg Hubbard Library, where he helped finance a children's wing named for him. From his roles in the Dark Knight trilogy alone, Leahy has donated more than $150,000 back to his hometown library, said Carolyn Brennan, co-director of the library. In 2012, the library hung a plaque honoring Leahy, whose staff called their superhero. Let me see if any of the rest of this article is worth reading.
He must be
This
doing
seems like-
a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
Their hero? Man.
Okay. Leahy preferred Batman to other characters because, unlike the godlike Superman or the superpowered Spider-Man, Batman was just a man, albeit an extremely rich one, but with human strength and human frailties. The danger faced was different than that of other heroes. His felt real, Leahy wrote in the DC collection forward. The Batman prevailed through superior intellect and detective skill, through the freedoms afforded by great wealth, and through sheer will, Leahy wrote in his foreword. Not superpowers, but skill, science, rationality, and rationality. Much like Bruce Wayne, Leahy is just a man, albeit one with more power than most, and the chance to make real, tangible changes in his own Gotham. Following Batman's example, he's vowed to use that power wisely. Anyhow,
I didn't even know about this guy.
Yeah.
Something's going on with your phone
He's
today,
in line to be
Rose.
president at this point.
Yeah, something's going on with your phone today. It's extremely volatile compared to normal nights. It's like,
How's it now?
well, you're good
It's
for a
doing okay
second.
now, but when you get into a rhythm, it starts breaking up really bad.
Yeah, it starts
Oh.
sounding like every other word, and then it sounds very like robotic. Is the only way I could describe it. Really weird.
See,
took off my butt for talking.
I know that there's an effect when I scroll, and I don't know how long it lasts.
You need to get a
after
different-
I scroll, so I try to.
Maybe you can put on your articles on your tablet. Read them on that while you talk on the phone.
The tablet is impossible to use that way. The tablet is almost garbage. Like, it doesn't work.
Maybe you could do like Alex Jones does and print out the articles and put them all on a big desk in front of you and yell at them.
I don't have a printer.
And you have to throw them at the microphone. every
That
once
is
in a while.
why that one day I actually wrote things out.
That
when I
was
did
funny,
one where I
Elite
said wrote
Edge.
things out.
Nobody laughed, but Elite Edge, what you said was funny, throwing them at the microphone.
I didn't hear because
Oh, it's all
Mom was
good.
speaking. Mom was speaking. So.
Cool.
All right, so we've got a puff piece on a senator who's been mine since.
You're breaking up right now a lot. Every other word.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Well, I'm just sitting here doing what I normally do.
Maybe it's something to do with the snowstorm. Maybe it's affecting your internet.
I think it might have something with the app we're using.
Yeah, well, there's no snow right now.
No, there's not.
Hmm.
But no, we're using a different app tonight too. which
What
is probably
app are you
part of
using?
it,
I'm
too.
calling on a telephone. I'm just calling on a
Text
phone.
Now.
Yeah, but
Text Now
Elite Edge is on a
an
phone.
app that allows you to. Right.
I'm on a phone. Elite Edge is on a phone, and you're on a phone. We're not using a third-party app, really.
I know. I'm using a text now. It calls through the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but you call through the Wi-Fi on the other one too. It's the same thing.
Mhm.
Well,
I'm just saying
they do,
that-
it depends on the bit rate.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to say.
Just like sound quality, some apps use like 64K. Most of them use like 2 something K.
Right. Usually we would use Snapchat, but right now we're using Text Now, or I'm using because you needed an actual phone number to call.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I guess we can just keep going, and it'll just be like, let's imagine that Rose tonight has transported across the galaxy, and we're speaking to her. It's a miracle that we can even reach her, that her device can reach us here on Earth.
Right.
It's practically like that anyways.
Yep.
We're all very large distances apart.
Indeed. Oh. Are there any news stories that either one of you would like to us talk about? Anything you saw?
I've been banned from suggesting news stories to me.
Yeah, this is the time. You're a guest on the show. Say all the crazy shit you want. George Soros. One time I got banned off Facebook for 7 days
The
for
screen
saying
just went black.
for saying
Don't say that name.
for saying George Soros, Trump won't do anything to Soros or something like that. He won't do anything because he hasn't put him in jail. And I got banned for saying that. Hate speech.
Against who? Oh,
Hate speech against George Soros.
Yeah, you can't talk about Orange Man on Facebook.
Right.
All you can say is Orange Man bad, and then they take some points away from you.
Yep.
It's the only reason I'm still on there.
No.
Everything you just said, whatever that was you said, totally bleeped out like a robot. I couldn't hear you.
I said, funny.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there's a reason why I don't use this calling app often.
Okay, we can just call on the regular phone instead of that. That would be good, huh?
Do we want to try that? I don't know. It's been sitting here. It's not really, I don't know how much battery we've got on it.
No, it's fine. We'll just go through this time. Next time we'll try to do the other thing. Or maybe you could get like Google Voice like the rest of us and that'll work better.
Maybe.
Actually, if you wanted to, you could probably use like Zoom.
Zoom. Hey, that would be fun.
My apps are filled. I can't, no apps, no more apps.
Why don't you close all the other apps on your phone and let's just talk, okay? Because maybe it's you have apps open.
Except for Chrome.
Okay, cool.
Let's see, that, pin that, unpin that, and close Snapchat.
Yeah, close it all.
Usually I can't close Snapchat. I've got that open. I've got that open. Oh, I had more open than I thought.
Yeah, maybe.
How am I now?
You're actually a lot better.
Okay.
As you were saying, this was open, your sound quality was improving.
Okay, I had MeWe open and I had a game open. And I had Messenger open.
The game was probably screwing you up for sure.
Probably. I forgot that it was open because I messed with it earlier in the day and I forgot.
You fucked up the podcast. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Yep.
You want to do one edge?
No, I'm good. That little girl scares me.
Oh. She reminds me of somebody I used to know or something.
Reminds me of somebody I used to date.
Oh, Lord. Anyhow.
The girl's not right in the head.
Well, she's just a kid. I mean, are we really expecting a kid to be an expert on things?
I think she's 18 now, right?
Given the information.
Is she 18 now?
I don't know.
Alexa, how old is Greta Thunberg?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Wikipedia.org, Greta is 17, a bright and beautiful young woman.
Okay, Wikipedia had her at 17, but I thought I heard someone say, I thought it was Crowder. He said that he could now make fun of Greta Thunberg because she's 18.
Right. I don't know.
David Hogg is definitely 18.
Right.
Yeah.
So, any maybe not too deep down the rabbit hole, but like surface level topics that you might want to get into?
You can go as deep down the rabbit hole as you want.
Well, one thing I've been kind of thinking about because of all those new policies and stuff that have been coming up is, once again, everybody's talking about minimum wage and the increase that's being proposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been contemplating that one a little bit.
What are your contemplations?
Well, it just depends on where you sit politically. I find myself, I'm a conservative libertarian, so I really don't identify with either party very well. So at this point, the United States is at minimum wage for over 100 years. Well, no, just about 100 years. I think it was 1938 when it started. So we're getting close to a 100-year mark. So at this point, the only conservative thing to do would be increase the minimum wage. Because without totally changing the whole system of the way the marketplace works, the way businesses are set up, the way we are taxed, crazy liberal things, liberal changes, the only conservative thing to do would be to raise the minimum wage and keep the system going.
And then you get to also collect more taxes.
It sounds like they're going to be doing that.
You don't get to collect.
They've done it here in
not
Florida.
You, they.
Hey, they've raised.
They don't necessarily get.
You guys go ahead, then I'll say my piece. Go ahead.
Oh, it's all good.
You go ahead, Buck.
Okay, so we just voted here in Florida to raise the minimum wage over the next 5 years, I want to say. It's going to go up in year by year, little by little, and it's been raised to $15 an hour. So that's what the minimum wage is here in Florida, that it's going to be every year. I think it's at 10 something now, and then each year it's going to go up in succession until we get to the 15. I think you're going to see that across the United States.
I'm pretty sure Michigan already has that, to tell you the truth. They've had it for a while.
$15 an hour minimum wage? Alexa, what's the minimum wage in Michigan?
Moving up towards that.
Michigan's minimum wage was $9.45.
$9.45 an hour is the minimum wage in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a progressive increase.
So they've already voted on it too, so they're going to move up as well, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think their goal is 15, though.
What's their goal?
I'm looking it up right now.
Well, no.
But, I mean, the idea behind increasing the minimum wage, being conservative, is only going to the fact that it's already the way the government works.
Yeah.
With the move in politics in the last past 4 years, these words like conservative and progressive and all these things have taken on different meanings than what they actually mean.
Yeah, they have. But then what words mean what they did a few years ago?
See, that's actually a really big issue because words have meaning, and those meanings have deep, deep roots in other things. When you lose sight of the meaning of the word, things get screwed up. Like this whole thing about racism and reverse racism.
And anti-racism.
The meaning. Yeah, they changed the meaning of racism, so now it can fit anything they want.
Yeah.
Everything is racist right now. Everything is racist.
Yep.
Yep. It's true.
It blows my mind.
The thing is, the way that word is structured tells you the meaning of the word. You don't need some other meaning of the word that's made up. You know?
You do if you want it to fit what you want it to mean.
Right.
It's only that if it helps your agenda.
You need rules for me and not for thee.
Yeah, if it helps your agenda, it's racist.
Yep. And you'll always be able to explain why.
So what were you saying the minimum wage is being moved to?
I've just about found it. But it's been going up progressively over the course of the last past 8 years, I think.
Yeah. And Mom says, and everything else went up too.
Yeah.
Especially now with COVID, they've managed to hike so many prices of different things.
Yeah, it's
Due to COVID, the prices have all gone up
Definitely.
30%.
And then some other companies are just, oh, you got it?
go ahead.
I was going to say some other companies are just shorting you and making their products smaller in the same box and still charging the same thing.
You're breaking up again, Rose.
Am I?
Yeah, you were.
Was what I said clear or not? I said some companies are just
We made it
shorting
out.
you by making whatever, huh?
We made it out, but it was kind of breaking up when you were saying it. Just letting you know. I don't know if there's something else you're doing.
No, I'm not doing anything. Maybe if I turn off the TV with the stream on it.
Yeah, do that. Turn that off.
Because it might be every time your game is getting a little bit more moving around stuff.
Oh,
Is that
yeah,
better?
nothing's changed on the game.
Well, I mean, is my phone sounding better? I just turned the YouTube stream off on the television, which is also taxing the Wi-Fi.
I really like that hair.
The afro?
Yeah. I could see that. I could really see that.
Huh.
It's all about giant hair.
The next minimum wage increase in Michigan will be in the first. Let me see. It'll increase to $9.87 in the first calendar year, following a calendar year for which the annual unemployment rate is less than 8.5%. So it has to do with the unemployment rate.
That's weird. So here in Florida, we're just going up. Has to do with no bullshit.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yep, we're going up. Within 5 years, we're going to be at $15 an hour. And a lot less. There's going to be less jobs. They're going to employ one person to do two people's job at that point. That's what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, 100%. All the jobs are moving to tech fields, or some more technical fields. So many people are going to be left behind. It's ridiculous.
Are you in the tech field?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're safe then, eh?
He's got a great job.
Everything. Things break. They need to be fixed. I can fix it.
Yep.
Right.
All those robots need to know where to stop and where to start. And that I can program that. So.
Let me see if I can fix something in my phone real quick. I've got a battery saver on, and I can exclude certain things from the battery saver. Maybe that'll help.
Wow, you're just running everything in the background of that.
How's that?
I have like 6 apps open, but mine's got like 8 gigs of freaking RAM. So.
Hers does not. Hers has like 2 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, it's a $30 phone from Walmart.
I used those type of phones for years.
Yeah, I really just use it usually to sit here at the house on Wi-Fi, so it doesn't really cause me many problems. But
The only reason I have the phone I have is because at this point in my life, I can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I might as well take advantage of all the free, this unlimited data while it's still unlimited and free. They're going to start
Yeah.
charging up.
Yeah, for the most part, I don't really do anything. I mean, I sit here and I don't use the phone for much. I mean, so I never really thought it was important to get a more expensive one because these ones work as good as any other phone, It's just sometimes there's some issues.
I can plug in my phone to a computer monitor, and it becomes a computer.
Oh.
So, no, not all phones are equal.
Right. But I mean, as far as...
What does he got?
Yeah. I'm just saying, as far as sitting here and looking at Facebook or playing a game, this phone is perfectly fine for that.
Oh, yeah. I used them for years. It's just, they're buggy. You learn a lot about Android operating systems with those phones. I'm one of those people that I'm one of those people that have to make it work. So I end up erasing everything on it and putting a custom operating system on it.
Well, you're good at that stuff. See,
Super user.
I've always come to you when I had any problems with my computer back in the day or anything like that, but I don't know a damn
thing.
thing.
Still running?
Huh?
Is that ancient
Kind
thing
of.
still running? Really?
Kind of.
That's like a gateway, isn't it?
I
cow.
don't think it's Intel something or other. I don't know.
I think it's a gateway. Like back when it had those puzzle piece cow symbols.
The only thing I use it for now is if our Wi-Fi goes down, and I want to hear my music, I still got it all on there.
It still probably loads faster than my freaking brand new computer.
Oh no! This thing, there's some problems with it now. It's so slow. I don't know. I mean, I think the problem was trying to connect my Google Drive to it, and then it wanted to download everything, and I can't stop it, and it's off most of the time now. It's like a scary thing that I never mess with.
Yep, that poor computer. You try to put something modern on it.
Right. Well, I'm not trying to get all my file computer onto the Google Drive, and it worked out well, But yeah, I've got so many other things now. I've got a tablet. I've got a laptop. I've got a phone, but I really only use the phone. I use the tablet occasionally.
I use my phone almost exclusively. It's just the easiest thing that you can do. Have one, if you can work it that way.
Mom,
even that's what I do with really crappy internet and things like that. I use the phone quite a bit.
Mom is asking what type of phone.
Oh, it's a Samsung.
Oh, it's a Samsung?
Yeah, it's one of the newer ones.
I see. She's now thinking that she needs to get me a better phone, but I'll probably go. If we ever do that,
those phones are rather expensive. It takes me 2 years to pay it off.
Well, this one's definitely an upgrade from my last phone, which was a $19 Alcatel or whatever you call it. I went from a $19 phone to a $1 phone. So.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade.
Yeah, and it's an LG, so.
Yeah. 4G network.
I don't have network.
Service.
No network, only the Wi-Fi. No plan, no calling plan. That's why I'm on a text app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Anyhow, should we try to do a list tonight?
Sure. I'm good with the list. How about you, Buck?
Well, you can try to do it. You're breaking up horribly bad. So whatever you read, just know that this is probably, I'm not going to say it's a throwaway, but the sound is very horrible. Can't understand what you're saying most of the time.
I'll try to go kind of...
What I would recommend doing is
slowly
setting your
down.
fucking phone down and not touching it. Like I've said before. Set your phone down and don't touch it. And talk on it that
If I set
way.
it down, I will be far away from it.
No.
I have to hold the damn thing while
I would set it down. That could
What
help.
happens when I set it down?
Yeah, you sound good. Perfect.
I don't want to set it down. I don't have anywhere to set it where it's safe.
Oh, there she is.
Right. I don't have anywhere to set it where it's safe if I set it down where I am right now.
Yeah, do whatever you want. The floor is yours.
Okay. Let's do a list. Can you hear me okay?
It sounded like you said tits. It broke up. Do a tits?
I said list. Okay.
It's really bad, guys.
Is it?
Yes, it's really bad.
Okay, so we have...
Do we want to try
Batman.
calling back on the house phone? Do we want to do that?
I suppose you could.
Or why don't you call...
You could if you want to do that.
Why don't you call me right now from that phone, and I'll see if I can merge these calls that we have.
Would we be doing your regular call, your regular number?
Yeah, just call me on my regular fucking phone number.
Okay. You want me to hang up here now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
That w- You still there, Justin? Okay. I hope that this is going to work. I think it'll work.
That was getting bad.
Pretty bad. We're still live on the pod, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
We might just... Okay, here she comes. Let's see if we can merge the calls. Yellow.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You can hear me fine now, I'm assuming.
Oh, so much better.
Yes, a lot better.
Yeah, this is an actual landline. I don't have to worry about bit rate and it going through the air as much. I mean, it is cordless, but other than that.
Cool, man. Yeah, go ahead. Read all the articles. Your heart's content. It's wonderful.
Okie dokie. Hold on. Let me get the stream back up so that I can kind of see what's going on the stream while we're doing this. I had to turn it off. Okay. Batman. 10 things unique only to Tim Burton's version of the character. We're doing a Batman show today, eh?
Whatever you
Is
want.
that alright with you guys?
I love Batman.
Yeah, Batman's awesome. Okay. Alright, number 10. These are things unique only to Tim Burton's Batman. That's the list.
That was a nice deal.
Huh? Oh, the game. Alright, so number 10 is an awkward Bruce Wayne. Most big screen adaptations of the Bruce Wayne character portray him as narcissistic and or boring. This was designed to try and separate him from his alter ego and throw anyone who might try to form a connection off the scent. Tim Burton accomplished this feat by using a much different approach. Instead of using the same formula, he made Bruce Wayne out to be an awkward weirdo that, without his wealth, would probably have been ignored by most people. The trick was making the audience wonder if his eccentric behavior was the real Bruce Wayne or a clever act. By blurring the lines, it was impossible to tell. Did you think Bruce Wayne was a weirdo?
I didn't.
In the Tim Burton movies?
No.
Yeah, I didn't get that vibe, but then again, like, the Tim Burton elements of things seemed totally normal to me, so. Right?
Yeah. They're just a different perspective, actually. It's just a different way of looking at different things.
Now, if you look at Batman '89, he did have some, like, I don't know, like antiques in his mansion that were a little different, and then, like, when he went to go eat dinner with Vicky Vale, it was at that big table, and, like, maybe as Bruce Wayne, he was trying to appear awkward and eccentric or something, I don't know. But, yeah. Okay,
Honestly,
so number
they're
9.
Probably some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's, it's just something about him, the way the character development, the Penguin, yeah, right down to the Joker.
Right. Well, it's Tim frickin' Burton, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, the Penguin was defined by that role, even right down into the cartoon series.
Right.
They just recently have come away from that look with Gotham and
Yeah. I liked Gotham.
like the new one.
What did you think of Gotham?
I watched 2 seasons, and I kind of got lost after that. I just didn't like the way. I get it. They're trying to make it more realistic, more like fitting in nowadays. And it just wasn't the same story.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
not, but-
plausible.
I liked how the bad guys were like the main characters more than anything in that show. There was, after the first couple seasons, you get into some really crazy character development of the different bad guys. You learn a lot, not necessarily that it's canon, but some of it is a little bit more fleshed out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like what they've been doing with like the Flash series. Well, the original Flash series back in the early 90s. It wasn't canon, but it was still really good.
Right.
I thought it was. I was a kid watching Flash on TV. That was awesome.
Yeah, I
just like Lewis
never
and
watched
Clark.
that. What was it Buck said a couple weeks back? Nobody gives a fuck about the Flash. I'm joking.
The man can't go back in time if he runs fast enough.
Because I think that's the basis of this ridiculous sounding movie we keep hearing about.
Yeah, probably.
You know, we keep hearing Arnold Schwarzenegger is coming back as Mr. Freeze and all sorts of crazy stuff.
That would be hilarious, though.
I know. It's like the Arrowverse did it a while back, and now everybody wants to do that Flashpoint or Flash traveling in time or to other universes and stuff, you know?
Well, once they find a really cool superhero trait, they milk it for all it's worth for $1.
Right.
For the dollar amount.
And I hear things like the Marvel universe is trying to do things like that now, too. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, number 9. These are things unique to Tim Burton's Batman. Number 9 is his suit design. Batman's suit design in the first 2 Tim Burton films was supposed to look extremely menacing and aggressive, and it worked. The nature of the getup meant that Batman could swoop down on unsuspecting foes and terrorize them enough to tell fishtails in crime-ridden back alleys. Part of this design included a stiff stationary neck piece that prevented actor Michael Keaton from turning his head from side to side. While it did make Batman look more tough, it also prevented him from accentuating his movements. Christopher Nolan poked some good-natured fun at this design when he debuted Batman Begins years later. Okay. Well, the neck thing wasn't unique to Tim Burton's because Joel Schumacher used the same neck thing later. So I guess some like to try to, forget those movies exist.
Makes perfect sense though. If the whole body moves instead of just his head, his eyes move, but not his head.
Right, but I mean, if not for that, we would never have the amazing thing that is the bat turn.
That's very true. The cartoon series made that.
Yeah, I like the thing about the swooping down on unsuspecting foes. That's my favorite thing in the Arkham series. Have you played those games?
Oh yeah, I have one.
Like, honestly, I could just spend my time like roaming around Gotham and Arkham City and just like sneaking up on the bad guys in different ways and scaring the crap out of others. It's a lot of fun.
I used to do that with a Spider-Man game back in the day too.
Yeah. Anyhow, so that's the suit design. Number 8. This would tie in with the suit design, but it's the yellow bat insignia. While the overall design of Batman's suit was a huge departure from the previous comic book and TV source material, it wasn't without its flaws. The jet black color was astonishing and clearly set a dark tone for this particular Batman that mimicked Frank Miller's Dark Knight source material at the time. However, the inclusion of a bright yellow Batman insignia on the front chest was a bit much. It's hard to imagine criminals talking about giant killer bats wiping out Gotham City's criminals after seeing what is essentially the golden arches of superhero iconography. I want to mention this thing about Frank Miller's Dark Knight being the source material. I swear, every frickin' Batman movie or everything always references the Frank Miller's The Dark Knight, and almost everything never is actually anything like Frank Miller's The Dark Knight. Has either one of you noticed that?
Yeah, I have.
I think they just like keep saying the name.
There was a really interesting series that came out. I can't remember what it was called. I'm going to have to look it up. But it was all painted, and it was extremely dark. And it was probably one of the darkest comics versions I've ever seen.
See.
I have to look it up.
Huh.
I don't think it was the Killer Joke. I'll look it up real quick.
The Killing Joke? Yeah, that cartoon movie pissed a few people off because they had Batgirl sleeping with Batman.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne will fuck whatever he wants. He's a billionaire.
The thing is, though, it's not entirely not canon. If you dig through different things, you can see that it might just be canon that they were having some sort of a thing. Anyhow, that's almost, though, just a fan theory. It's some crazy stuff. I get into weird corners of the Batman internet. Oh, by accident. Let's see. Yep, the golden arches of superhero iconography. What do you think of the yellow bat signal? That's apparently the only time it's been used as far as on the chest,
I actually didn't notice that. All the rest are dark. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, usually it's black on gray or whatever,
And the new one looks like somebody took acid and painted a bat on their chest.
Which new one?
Charcoal. The bat.
The Robert Pattinson one, or
yeah, the Batman.
Oh.
Looks like someone took ecstasy and used charcoal to draw it on their chest.
I've got news on that movie in a little while after this list. So.
Okay. What's the next one?
Okay, number 7, his Batmobile. It's safe to say that no other cinematic Batmobile can hold a candle to the Tim Burton original. It threw the dated concept of the 60s TV Batmobile out the window in favor of a menacing hot rod built on top of an afterburner. The result was a stunning character unto itself that drove audiences wild with its animalistic design. While Nolan's Tumbler reinvented the Batmobile for the modern audience, the Burton-mobile wins out in the styling department. It's a mini WMD on wheels with protective shielding and a weapons cache that would make the U.S. Army jealous. More than 30 years later, it's still the Gotham Road King.
It's literally my car with a kid on top of it. They used a Corvette. They used a C4 Corvette to make it. Yep.
What else would you use? They should all be Corvettes.
Tanks, apparently.
With a Corvette motor, maybe. Why wouldn't you want a 1200 horsepower tank?
I think the coolest style Batmobile was definitely the Tim Burton one.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I remember as a kid thinking that the jet shooting out of the back was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It could do a lot of crazy stuff. And then, like, was it Batman Forever where the car splits in two, or was it a different one? Like, it splits in two into, like, oh, no. It drives up a wall. That's what it does, I think. I don't know. The Batmobile seemed like it could do just about anything when I was a kid. I can't remember what was in what movie.
Yeah, you had it right.
Yeah. Okay, number 6. Things unique to Tim Burton's. Unless you want to talk about Batmobile a little bit more.
No, I'm good.
Okay. 6, revealing his identity to an enemy. The key to Batman's success is his ability to keep his secret identity safe while pounding criminals into the dirt every night. The last thing he would do is jeopardize that by revealing his face to the world. Yet he does exactly that in Batman Returns, when he tries to talk Selina Kyle down from murdering the villainous Max Schreck. Without missing a beat, Bruce tears off his headpiece to reveal the man underneath, while Schreck doesn't appear too convinced that he's the genuine article. It would have been folly to show his face in front of such a person. Either Bruce was ready to call it quits on the Caped Crusader biz, or he wasn't thinking straight. Is that true? I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of other versions of Batman that, like, let somebody know he was Batman. I mean, or is this just an enemy?
I'm trying to think. I can't think of any of them.
Can't think of any. In the comics, I'm pretty sure Selina Kyle knows at this point. I mean, weren't they getting married last year or something?
I'm not sure.
No idea?
No. Oh, I found that the other Batman comics, Death of the Family.
Well, that one's
novel.
crazy. That one's crazy.
That one was the darkest.
That's in the family. Death of the Family. Right.
Yep.
That's
And then you have Venom, which was pretty. I mean, that was a little bit darker. The Cult, that was pretty bad too. But it was most definitely the Joker in Death of the Family is just that insane, murderous, crazy slasher.
Right. Oh, hey, in that one, the Joker knows who Bruce Wayne is. And doesn't care.
Yeah. Yep.
Does not care. But that's an insane comic book series. I read that. It's insane. You're right about that. Oh. What was the other one that was insane? Was it, I can't remember. It was, I can't even remember what it was. It was just an insane
Living Hell.
Joker-centric comic I read a while back.
Arkham Asylum, Living Hell. That
No,
one was
it
really good.
can't remember the name of it, but it was the Joker became sane and was on some pills or something, and Batman slowly got crazier and crazier, and like the Bat family turned on him, and at some point Batman's in the asylum, and the normal guy Joker comes to visit him, and he's like, I'm disappointed in you. It's so messed up. I can't remember what it was.
That sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
Was it Batman Venom?
I don't think it was Venom.
The Legends of the Dark Knight series?
I don't think it was. This was just a recent, this was like a year or two ago it came out. I was reading them as they came out, monthly.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's the one where he was in the Lazarus pit and went crazy because of that. Because of Ragda Wolf coming back.
Hold on here. Let me look and see if I can find something on it.
Oh, we might have left people in the dark. I mean,
Batman White Knight.
I'm not sure how. Oh, yeah. I don't know how many people actually have read the comics and outside of the movies.
I read that. I read White Knight. It was crazy. I read a lot of Legends of the Dark Knight and some other ones. I think my favorite character is, what's the doctor's name? Hugo Strange. In the Legends of the Dark Knight.
Yep,
book.
That's a good character. Yep.
In the comic books, it's insane. They've never depicted him as insane as they did in the Legends of the Dark Knight comic books. He's got like that mannequin, and he like gets all up in the Batman suit, and he's like, "Oh, it's so nice and sensual." I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, he would make a really good movie. Not probably on his own, but like paired up with somebody else in a movie as the villain, you know?
Oh, yeah, actually, if they were to develop that character correctly, they could make that into a whole series that would make them millions.
Oh yeah.
It'd be
Well,
like
they
along
had
the
a
same lines.
Strange on. Oh, sorry.
Go home.
Okay, they had a Hugo Strange on Gotham, but they never got him that weird. Like he was obsessed with this, this weird, almost like backwards psychology of the Batman. You know.
My main problem with Gotham altogether is that they were trying to make the villains non-superheroes, and in their own right, Batman and the villains were in their way, supervillains. And they weren't just regular people with guns and stuff. No, they had extraordinary abilities. They weren't relatable characters like they tried to do in Gotham.
Yeah, I think the Riddler was. I think I like the Riddler on Gotham, and that's like the one storyline I actually enjoy.
I think I'm going to like the Riddler on the Batman.
Probably. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'll like that movie or not. We have no clue yet.
It's just
but maybe I play everything Batman. I mean, I'll sit here and watch that Batman and Robin just for shits and giggles. I won't go as far back as the 60s Batman, but... okay, let's get back to the list before we run out of time.
Well, the Penguin's pretty cool, too. I mean, Colin Farrell's going to be playing the Penguin.
Oh, hush, we'll get to that later. Shh.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm excited.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, if this retarded guy can pull his shit together enough in order to actually play a real good character of the Batman and get the Twilight twinkling stuff out of his head, he could really pull off a really good character.
Yeah.
You'd have to forget all about what he's done in the past and concentrate on this movie, though.
I have absolutely no problem blocking out Twilight.
Oh, yeah, it's not a big deal for me if I didn't have to watch it every other month.
Oh, you got, okay, yeah, you got a kid.
I have a wife that likes Twilight.
A wife?
And, yes.
Twilight. See, in this house, it was Ultra that was really into the Twilight movie. I think he was under the impression they were some kind of superhero movies.
Well, after the whole Red Riding Hood or whatever it was controversy with the character that played the female lead in Twilight.
The hunter. Yeah, Snow White.
After that controversy, I just asked if she was fucking that person or that person during the movie, and I can usually leave the room. So.
Probably a good thing we switched to the landline right now, because I've got a complete and utter down Wi-Fi right now. So.
Oh, that is a good thing, then. So what's the next on the list?
The next on the list is political entanglements. This is something unique to Tim Burton's Batman. Nolan's version of Bruce Wayne was only mildly involved in Gotham City's politics and preferred to pull strings with subtlety from behind his desk. This usually took the form of campaign contributions to individuals like Harvey Dent, whom he thought could make a real difference in turning the city around. In Burton's Batman films, Wayne is much more politically involved. He actively hobnobs with the city's elite, specifically the mayor. In the second film, Wayne openly confronts Max Schreck about the Penguin running the Red Triangle Circus Gang and vows to work with the mayor to defeat this political run. So, political entanglements.
Maybe
Speaking
a
of Max
lot of different
Schreck,
ones. Maybe not the movies, but he's in there a lot.
Right.
Depending on
really,
which series you're in.
Right. It really shocks me how much people don't read the comics. You know?
Well, I mean, the only thing that got me interested in the comics back in the day was the animated series. Specifically, the one character, well, the two characters that were absolutely amazing in that series was Batman himself and the Joker. Those, that defined the whole series, and it made Batman real to me to the point where I watched it all the time, and got interested in it.
Yeah, you can actually learn a hell of a lot more than any of these lists can ever tell you, just by watching the animated series. I mean,
Yeah. Even when the animated series wasn't canon, it became canon.
It did. They did Mr. Freeze really well. At least as far as the first episode. I don't know about the Sub-Zero movie was okay too.
Actually, I think they based Arnold Schwarzenegger's character off of what they did on the animated series. That's the only reason.
They did a terrible job of doing that.
I think that was the best character in the whole movie.
Well, that is the first time in the animated series. That is the first time we get this story about him having a wife who, So
honestly, that's the only reason I watched that Batman movie. Even now, is just to see Arnold Schwarzenegger's role. Honestly, I love Arnold. The guy's awesome.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning. That's all I remember. That and the
man. What he has done physically in his life, what he has achieved with bodybuilding, and it just and his acting, it's just phenomenal. The guy has done everything.
Well, Buck's with you on that, right, Buck?
I'm not with any of it. I'm not listening. Continue with whatever you're doing.
We're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Cool. Keep it up. Have a nice conversation. I'm playing my video game.
Okay. Fine with me. What were you saying about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh, I just think he's the character was really well done, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I watched that movie.
I think that some of it, I think what they did to Bane in that movie was horrible. You know what I mean?
Totally agree. They made up for it later on, though.
Right. I think Poison Ivy was basically kind of accurate, but weird. I don't know. I mean, it was a Batman movie. I mean, was it a dark, serious, broody movie? You know, no, not necessarily, but it
No, I
wasn't
think
terrible.
we're making fun of it, the original series, mixing
Yeah.
it with a little bit of Tim Burton and seeing if they could get a couple laughs out of it.
Yeah, I think Joel Schumacher had an affinity for the 60s Batman. I think that's why some of the holy rusted metal Batman jokes got in there. Oh no, that was Batman Forever. Oops. Oh.
They kind of roll in together, don't they?
Yeah, they're both Joel Schumacher movies.
I get them mixed up all the time. It's not like I watch them every day.
The Val
They
Kilmer
kind of-
one is in between. Like, it's on its way there, but it hasn't gotten that far yet. But then the George Clooney one just goes there. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. There's supposed to be a Batman 3 with Tim Burton, and everything I've heard from that sounds insane. Like, some of the characters I've heard were involved. It's just this list. You keep hearing rumors and rumors and rumors about, you know, a lot of times when you get those shelved projects, you get all these rumors about what was supposed to happen. Sometimes it doesn't even seem sane. You know what I mean? But I think Marlon Wayans was supposed to have played the Robin character in Batman 3. Did you ever hear anything of that?
It would have been interesting to see what that would have panned out to be.
And that would have tied in with Nicolas Cage's Superman movie,
Mm-hmm.
eventually. A movie that also never happened.
I'm wondering what they're going to be doing. All these DC, all these characters are aging quickly, and they're not pulling movies together as fast as Marvel. I'm starting to wonder if they're going to have to switch up characters here quick.
Well, it sounds like they're going to kill some off. I think what's going to happen is the Zack Snyder cut is going to be the canon version once that comes out. That's what I'm thinking. And they're going to continue the franchise from there, is what it sounds like. Because that was the original plan, and that mucked up Justice League movie kind of put a kibosh on all those other plans. You remember?
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it for what it was. I liked it because it was Justice League. It wasn't anything like the cartoons or the comics, but...
Yeah. There's just something wrong with the rhythm of the movie. I'm not saying that individual scenes are bad. I like almost every individual scene is good, but it's just something about the way it was put back together. I don't know. Like I say, it's too many cooks in the kitchen because they switched up the director and, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the things are missing large sections, it seems like.
Yeah.
There's... I don't know. I would have liked to see more of a lot of different characters, actually.
Yeah. The thing is, when I first watched it, the minute I saw Joss Whedon's name come up on screen with a sign next to it saying "I tried," I kind of knew. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, let's get back to the list. Number 4 is relationship with Commissioner Gordon. The relationship between Batman and Commissioner Gordon cannot be overstated. It's one of the linchpins in keeping the balance between vigilantism and policing in check. And such a relationship takes work. Nolan's films put Batman much closer to Gordon than had previously been seen before. Burton's Batman was more detached from the Commissioner. The two rarely spoke or shared any on-screen time together. In fact, the first film spent its entire running length with the two at odds, while the second film showed Batman as something of a lone wolf who the Commissioner calls out as extra muscle.
Yeah, before that,
So,
all they had was Adam West, really.
Well, they're comparing it to the Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan movies.
Oh, they said before that. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right. We can also compare it to the animated series. I mean, he was pretty in touch with Gordon in the animated series. But yeah, in the Tim Burton movies, you barely see Commissioner Gordon at all. So, yeah, that's something. Number 3 is his butler. Alfred Pennyworth helps keep the Caped Crusader going, that much is certain. Without his attentiveness and support, it's doubtful Bruce Wayne would have lived nearly as long as he did. While Alfred does have quite a colorful history of his own, he's portrayed very low-key in Burton's films. This version of Alfred is much more the traditional butler type, complete with a distinguished high society accent and the mannerisms to match. He's not a grizzled analyst like Nolan's version of the character, nor is he actively involved as the version seen in Batman v Superman. Instead, he straddles the fence between both worlds in a pleasant and charming manner. I liked the actor that played him in the Tim Burton movies.
Yeah, so did I.
He was like a nice, he was like a kind grandfatherly figure. Yeah. I think his name was, I don't know for certain, I'm going to go look it up. I think it was Michael Gow. He was also in Sleepy Hollow. I think he was the town magistrate. He gets killed pretty early on.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, Michael Gow. So he was in another Tim Burton movie. But he's passed away now. But he was a fantastic Alfred, and he stuck through all 4 of those early Batman movies, even all through the Clooney one.
Yep.
Okay.
You can chime in anytime you want, Buck. This is your podcast, man.
I think he's just interested in playing the game. I think
You guys lost me a long time ago, honestly.
Oh.
But I'm not. I'm trying to be very respectful. Because the floor is Rose's, and she's got.
Oh, we're just doing a Batman list. I figured you'd be interested.
Yeah, you're good. Read whatever you want.
Okay. Number 2 on the list, that's different from Tim Burton, how Tim Burton's Batman films are different, is his parents' killer. This one is
all over the place.
right. This one is no mystery for comic book fans who know Batman's backstory. But it was a bit of a shock when the source material was adapted for the 1989 film. Here, Burton decided to kill 2 birds with one stone by making the primary antagonist the dark inspiration for Batman's personal vendetta. Jack Napier, a.k.a. the Joker, was responsible for the murder of Wayne's parents when he was a child. This gave Bruce Wayne an extra personal reason to take down the Clown Prince of Crime. Besides the fact that he wanted to off 3/4 of Gotham's population with Smilex gas. I can't remember who it was. I think it was just some thug. Hold on. In the comics, right?
It depends on which series it is. Sometimes there have been, sometimes it's been the Joker, sometimes it's been a thug, sometimes it's been another character.
Joe Chill. Apparently it's some dude named Joe Chill. Yeah.
Okay.
His first appearance was in Detective Comics number 33 in 1939. So it is a Joe, it's just not Joe. Oh, yeah, Jack Napier and Joe Chill are not the same name either, so. Yeah. I don't know. back in those days, movie adaptations were generally not faithful to the original material. It's a little bit different these days because you've got the internet and fans can complain, you know? Right?
Yeah, well, Hollywood has to listen to a certain extent.
Right. Okay, we're almost done with this list here. Number 1, killing through revenge. It could be argued that the Dark Knight's entire crusade against crime is a form of revenge for the death of his parents. But this particular version went far beyond. When Bruce Wayne learned that Jack Napier was the villain responsible, it changed their dynamic entirely. Batman rained down death and destruction on the Joker's crew before trying to take him down directly. Eventually, this led to a mismatched beatdown on top of a church's bell tower in the final act. Not only did this Batman break the no-kill rule from the comics, but he made things very personal at the same time. This vengeful attitude would be revisited later in Batman v Superman's interpretation of the character, but Burton's version kept killing long after the Joker was down and out.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
There was killing. I mean, even in
I just said something that's extremely important. It's not a shrug it off. What I said was amazing. Recognize, motherfucker.
You quoted Nicholson and Batman.
I quoted Michael Keaton on the rooftop. What he said to him right before he killed him.
Yep.
That too.
Exactly.
But that's like a double quote because he was quoting Jack Napier when he killed his parents. Yeah, there was killing. There was killing in them Tim Burton movies. I think there was killing in the Joel Schumacher movies too, wasn't there? I was gonna say, I do know in Batman Returns he actually like hands a guy a bomb and he like falls in the sewer and blows up or something, right? It's a very obvious kill. I don't know. Okay, so that's the list for tonight. There's a list. Yeah, yeah.
I like it's good insight onto Batman. Learn a little bit about everybody's perspective.
Right. Did anybody learn anything new? Yeah, you learned about the yellow bat signal.
Yeah, the bat signal. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, the yellow on the suit.
The thing is, that's
together.
always, yeah. But because of when I grew up, I kind of just always just like naturally associated that with Batman and never really noticed it. I mean, it's been pointed out to me since, but I can understand how maybe somebody else wouldn't have noticed it, you know? Because I didn't at first either.
There wasn't a lot before
Batman.
that. The thing is, that was the Batman. That made Batman. Yes, there was the series.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a comic book, but that became Batman.
Yeah.
That's major. There's nothing before and nothing after. That is Batman. 1989.
Yep.
The rest is garbage.
And the reason they have to distinguish Batman 89 versus, just saying Batman is Batman, I think it's 69. There was another movie called Batman.
It doesn't matter. It was all garbage. That movie that is Batman.
Right.
Everything before and after sucks. Versus that. Well, I like the Christian Bale Batman just fine. But 1989 Batman, that fucking movie was the bomb.
Yeah, it's still the standard, I think. I mean, they tried to go there in The Dark Knight, but it wasn't the same. No, they couldn't develop the same character.
Right.
That character was not only dark, but he was also like a businessman. He carried himself. He was confident.
You related to him too. You related to the character development on that movie was far better.
Oh yeah. The I don't know. Acting itself has kind of gone down the hole for a long time now. The actors that they had playing them.
That's a good
I
point,
think a lot of
Alita.
it is script writing because I've seen so many movies with people I know who are good actors, and the movies are just so terrible that there's no saving them, you know? I think screenwriting is...
what was that? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, yeah. Jim Carrey.
That was a good movie in concept, but he had to carry that whole movie.
Now, the one issue I have with Christian Bale as Batman, I don't know if I've said this to you before, but he lisps like the Cable Guy.
Another anti-gay
Like,
remark from Rose. Rose, do you realize we're going to have the LGBTQ coming after us?
Actually, you are, because it's a stereotypical idea to think that lisps are gay
no, I'm
traits.
not have anything. You're anti-lisp. Anti-lisp. I can't believe it.
I'm just saying that Christian Bale, in his American accent...
Orange Man Bad.
Orange Man Bad. What was that? What was that, Elite Edge? Say that again.
Lisps are good. Orange Man Bad.
Yes.
Orange Man, horribly bad, terrible Orange Man. Okay, I think we're safe now.
Okay.
But no, I was like, there are certain things in Christian Bale's Batman that directly remind me of Jim Carrey and the Cable Guy. I can't help it. Can't help it.
I never even thought about it. Kind of deep darkness.
Anyhow, let's see here. So I have an article regarding the Batman. This is from IGN.com. Posted February 5th. 4 o'clock a.m. Updated February 5th. 4:05 a.m. So they updated it 5 minutes. They posted it.
They probably found a spelling error.
Okay. The Batman cast...
Maybe it mentions Orange Man and they had to change it.
Maybe. Okay. So, the Batman cast member, okay. The Batman cast member reveals details about Colin Farrell's unrecognizable penguin by IGN staff. Colin Farrell will be playing Oswald Cobblepot / Penguin in Matt Reeves' The Batman, but he will look nothing like himself. The change is so drastic that another cast member mistook him for a random, overconfident extra on the film set. As reported by MovieWeb, Rupert Henry Jones, who plays a mysterious victim in The Batman, admitted to having no idea he was talking to Farrell when he was in full costume. I arrived on set and there was this guy walking around who was being so overconfident, Henry Jones said. I had no idea who he was. He was being really friendly. He was telling all these stories. I was like, who is this guy? I thought he might have been a supporting actor, an extra to you and me. He kept on talking to me, just really friendly, really nice. And I started noticing things about his costume. He had a brace on his leg and these weird scars on his face. And I thought, this is quite a lot of effort they've gone to for a supporting artist. And suddenly I realized, wait a minute, this guy must be playing the Penguin. Oh my God, that's Colin Farrell. We get a glimpse of Farrell's Penguin in the Batman's teaser trailer, and the actor previously discussed how he is excited about his role in the film and how there will be a couple of tasty scenes. Oh, there's a picture here. He really is unrecognizable.
Yeah, you can't recognize him at all. It's insane.
Right. I had only started it, and I can't wait to get back, Farrell said. The creation of it, the aesthetic of the character, it's been fun, and I really am so excited to get back and explore it. I haven't got that much to do. I have a certain amount in the film, I'm not all over it by any means, but there are a couple of some tasty scenes I have in it, and my creation, and I can't wait to get back. Yeah, I totally feel like it is something that I have not had the opportunity to explore before. It feels original and fun, but I'm only at the start of the journey, so I can't wait to get back and really get into it. And that's the article. So he's absolutely unrecognizable.
There's already some really good fan art.
Oh, yeah? The thing is, I'm looking at the picture, and really, he looks like Bruce Campbell in a fat suit. Like in this picture, in the still.
Yeah, he kind of does. Yeah, there's already some Reddit fan art that's amazing.
Oh. Cool. Is that what you just sent me?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can try to put a link in the live stream, but it's probably going to not show up.
Yeah, I'm going to try to, I'll put this article in the live stream, and then I'll try to put your link, because I can. I've got the magic, so. Hold on. Here we go. Here is, oh, wait, no. That is not what I want to put in there. See, you're laughing, but you don't realize that the last thing I copied and pasted was your phone number.
That's great.
Okay, hold on. I think I got it now.
So many reasons to make this podcast disappear. Number 1011.
Well, it didn't happen. I almost did it. I went to put it in the thing, and I recognized that was what was happening. Okay, I got the IGN articles. Oh, that was a close one. That would have been interesting, eh? You'll be getting calls from all 30 of our subscribers. Oops. Anyhow. Yeah, there's a picture in there if anybody's interested. It's, yeah.
It's a fan art of the image that they caught in the...
Yeah, you got it. It's on there,
trailer.
I think it. I don't see it in the live chat on my phone, but I see it on the comments on the screen, so I don't know. I'll go grab it. From what you sent it to me on. And I can do that now because I'm not on the cell phone anymore. Copy link. And go back over to the live chat, and there is the image. Got it. Yeah, I'm actually, Buck is I don't think he's as excited about the Batman with Robert Pattinson, you know? I think he thinks it's probably ridiculous, but I think it has potential to be kind of cool. You know?
I think it's going to be unique. It's going to be like Batman Beyond with a dark
Yeah. The trailer I saw, if you can forget that Robert Pattinson is the Batman, but I almost got vibes from, like, the original Crow movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like something a little bit...
the lead character is not going to have the same ending.
Ah!
That was funny.
You're so
I didn't
evil.
say that.
Yeah, being live on a podcast kind of gives you that, oops, did I just say that kind of thing? Yeah. You said that.
I'm not entirely sure that he's coming across it. No one may have heard it, though. I heard it. I don't know if it's coming through on the podcast. We might have to crank the sound.
The Crow always comes back.
Yeah.
Where is our audience tonight, man? Are you, like, Edge, are you, like, on here on 4 different accounts most nights? What's going on here?
No, usually I'm only on here with one account at a time.
I'm surprised we haven't seen, Joe Conti? Where's he?
I don't know.
It's Saturday night, you know.
Yeah, it is. It is a Saturday night. So all this Batman stuff has you checking out, eh, Buck?
Oh, I've been checked out for the last hour, yeah. Yep, but that's okay, but I'm really respectful and kind. I don't say, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear this. I just listen and block out certain things, you know, because I'm just playing my video game.
Well, you're referencing things that happened yesterday, and let me just say,
I'm not referencing anything. I'm saying that.
Yesterday.
I'm saying that as a, you know, if I pass you the ball and you're running with it, and I don't really have anything to say. I'm not really interested in any of this stuff, but I am, you know, it's nice to have a lead edge on. It's nice to hear you guys talking. I'm hearing you guys talking. I don't really know what you're talking about, but it sounds nice. You know.
Who are you rooting for on the Super Bowl?
My team's in the Super Bowl. I can't wait.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't follow the NFL at all.
I live in the greater Tampa, Florida area, so I had season tickets this year to the Bucks, and I renewed my tickets for next year, and I'm just waiting for them to fucking... I'm hoping we win the Super Bowl. If we do, they're going to double or triple my ticket prices, so I know they will.
Oh,
I'm just waiting for it, but I'm real excited. We're big underdogs to the Kansas City Chiefs, so I'm looking forward to the game. It's pretty fucking cool that we got Tom Brady, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, the guy's epic. He's going to be able to play no matter how old he gets.
43, and he's kicking ass, so we'll see what happens.
It takes that long just to develop those skills.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I was catching footballs from Tom Brady when I was 15 years old, I think, 15 or 16, when my dad brought me over to Ann Arbor. My dad went to the University of Michigan, and he enrolled me into the U of M. I did summer training with the U of M wrestling team. And after practice, we would be done with wrestling, and I'd go down, and the football players were there, and Tom Brady was the quarterback. He was there for 2 years, I want to say, while I was going to school. I was in high school. 1 or 2 years, I can't remember. But that first summer that I got there, I got to run routes and catch balls from him, which was fucking really cool.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep, pretty damn cool.
See, I check out when the sports talk happens, but I'm glad you guys are talking about something.
Cool,
okay.
Man. Yeah,
no,
everybody likes
to.
Yeah, people like different things, and you know, conversation. You guys are having good conversation, so I don't need to get in the middle of it. When there's 3 people, it's a lot harder too. You guys are going back and forth, and it sounds good.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
What do you got? Another Batman article? Let me guess. More Batman? Is it about the canon?
No.
Oh, good. Well, keep doing whatever you want. The floor is yours. Like I said, I've said nothing to you. I've not made you move on or anything. I'm just listening intently. I'm part of it, and lots of it I'm not listening at certain points, and that's okay.
I keep getting lost in watching you play this game. You're kicking ass in this game.
Yeah, since he's not distracted by the conversation today. Basketball games are his thing, man.
My guy really sucks right now, though. I'm a rookie. I'm only a couple games into the season. I can barely make a layup.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard.
Yeah. Well, you like it when your games are a bit hard. So.
Yep.
Yeah. You got a good game.
What you got next on your list there, Rose? What's on your docket of all these things that you've been researching and...
Okay, I've got another article, I guess. I really only intended to do a couple articles tonight, but I guess I'll do another one.
Hey, the floor is yours.
Freaking robot.
Yeah, the floor.
Henry Cavill returning as Superman in a new movie. Because he wasn't supposed to return, remember? He retired as Superman.
No, he's the best.
Yeah. So
He
this
is really
is
good, actually.
He's literally Superman. That man was made to be
Right.
Superman.
as long as he doesn't have Shrek face, I'm cool. Okay, so this is another article by our buddy Doug Norrie, whose articles keep coming up from Giant Freaking Robot. Okay, so Henry Cavill returning as Superman in a new movie. Henry Cavill may not have a Man of Steel sequel in the works, but that isn't stopping him from still donning the red cape and big S in other DC movies coming in the pipeline. He is still very much entrenched as the character, and there are no immediate plans to change that. In fact, it looks like he's going to be appearing in even more DC films going forward. The latest rumor has it that his next time on screen will be as Superman will be in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Shazam! Fury of the Gods will be a sequel to Shazam and will bring back the fucking A titular character to the screen.
I haven't even watched Shazam yet.
Hold
I'm
on.
kind of putting it off.
I laughed and I accidentally scrolled the whole page. Hold on. I keep on, it's like almost every superhero article has this word in it every time. And I don't even know if they're using it correctly, but anyhow. It's not totally clear what Henry Cavill's involvement will be in the film. It could be a major part of the plot or just a cameo appearance to keep the film entrenched in the DC extended universe. This isn't a huge surprise to have Henry Cavill actually involved in the franchise's next film, considering there was already a hat tip to his character in the first movie. In the post-credits scene, Billy, as Shazam, sits down next to his foster brother and quasi-mentor at a lunch table after having welched on his promise to give Freddy street cred by knowing Shazam. He brings along a special friend. The dude is Superman, but we only see the character from the neck down. It wasn't actually Cavill playing the part, but the intention was clear. The two characters would know each other in this world. Before we get to the Shazam sequel, which isn't out until 2023 at the earliest, Henry Cavill is set to reprise his Superman role in the upcoming Zack Snyder's Justice League that's going to hit HBO Max on March 18th as an extended feature-length film. It will attempt to cure some of the ills of the original Justice League, hoping to maintain some of Snyder's original vision. Cavill will, of course, be a major part in this, but after that, his presence in the DC Extended Universe is a little cloudy. There are no other confirmed plans for him to show up as Superman. Shazam was a somewhat surprising hit for Warner Brothers and DC 2 years ago, adding a lighter feel in terms of script and plot than the other movies. And we've seen from this group on an $80 million budget and scored. Okay, so it had an $80 million budget and scored great reviews from critics. It's prompting the aforementioned Fury of the Gods sequel, and also a spin-off in Black Adam, which will star Dwayne Johnson in the titular role. They like that word. There's some chance Henry Cavill appears in both, considering Superman has a comic book history with Black Adam as well. Next up for Henry Cavill outside of DC movies will be when Netflix's The Witcher finally releases its second season. It's been guaranteed an 8-episode run, but production has been delayed because of pandemic-related closings. Getting to play Clark Kent and Geralt of Rivia will have this dude up on screen in major works for quite a bit into the future. So, yep, we might see him again in the next Shazam movie as Superman. What do y'all think?
I think I'm interested to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson play anyone. If he's going to be Black Adam, that's fucking amazing. I was just watching a video before this podcast of the 2003 match between The Rock and Goldberg. And then after
Wow.
that, I immediately was hooked. And then I went into a tag team match, and it was John Cena and The Rock versus two losers I've never heard of, two of the newer wrestlers. And that was really cool to see The Rock, and that was in 2011, which seemed recent, but now it's 2021,
Right.
so it's now 10 years ago. Weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that doesn't seem like that long ago. I remember when he first hit the scene, how big he was. And I didn't get to watch much wrestling, only what was on free TV. You pick up with an antenna. So usually watching it really grainy on.
When you did see it, though, you know what it was? It was titular. Titular, whenever you were able to see it. Yep.
Titular.
Titular. It was
See, I don't
titular.
know if they're using the word right, but I almost know for sure that you're not using the
Oh,
word
I
right.
surely am. Yeah. Why do you say that? Look up the definition. Alexa, what's the definition of titular?
As an adjective, titular is usually defined as existing or being such in title only, nominal, having the title but none of the associated duties, powers, etc. As a noun,
Powers,
titular is
etc.
usually
Definition.
defined as a person who bears a title.
Look it up.
For more,
Yeah, I can't
ask
hear
them to give you
Alexa.
more definitions for titular.
Yep, we can't hear
It's nice
Alexa.
to
Hold
hear
on,
Alexa.
let me.
Someone with
Let me look it
powers is what they're using it for. That's why every time there's a superhero, they're using it. And I bet someone with a title or someone with powers.
I remember being a kid and watching The Undertaker being nailed into a coffin on live television. That was amazing to me.
The Undertaker, a titular character in the WWE universe.
That was back when it was
Holding.
WWF.
Holding or constituting a purely formal position or title without any real authority.
There's a lot of definitions. Alexa just read them all.
Denoting a person or thing from whom which the name or artistic work is similar or similar is taken. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot more than that. She read it. It took her like a minute to get through it all.
I think the word's racist.
I think it is too. It's very racist.
It sounds racist.
Yep.
Orange Man Band.
Well, that's the definition from Oxford Languages. So.
There's lots of words in the English language. Like when you wanna, there's a certain word I use quite often that I'm not allowed to say anymore. I'm told.
Does it rhyme with bigotry?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I had to kill my mic.
Yeah. We heard the Snickers anyway. Snickers, Mom. You thought I said something else. Yeah, there's a certain word he likes to use that
It's a word. It's a good word.
sounds offensive.
But it's
but
not
has
offensive. If
absolutely
you know
nothing
if
to
you
do
know the
with
language of
with the word it
English,
sounds like.
has nothing to
Right.
do with the stupidity of the people that don't know English.
Exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
The thing is the definition of words has to do with feelings now and not actual definition.
That word
Of everything.
makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Use a different word.
What'd you think,
word makes me
Elite
feel
Edge?
bad.
What'd you think when I read all those comments on the Biden video before they got deleted? Did you get a chance to go back to the beginning and hear those?
No, I didn't get to go back to the beginning yet.
Oh, you're gonna have to do that. It was good. Yeah, because they
We're
always
just
turn.
lucky he has time to be here with us tonight. He's a really busy dude.
Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, that's why also I'm letting you guys talk. You know, you guys are in deep on these conversations. I think that's cool. Yeah, keep.
It's just the way we always have talked. I didn't mean to For a minute there, I actually forgot you were doing anything, watching you play the video game and talking to Rose. It's just like we're all sitting in the living room.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're all sitting, and I'm playing the game, and you guys are chit-chatting. And that's cool.
That's
You guys
the
probably...
thing. It's like, the weird thing about Edge and I is we have this rapport where we can just talk, and it kind of, I think it always was, like, we just started talking, and, like, we talk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're just,
there's not very many conversationalists left in the world.
right.
Everybody wants
They're rare.
to have their one-liner online and call it good.
Yeah.
Never actually talk out an idea.
That's interesting. Yeah, and we're doing it every night here on the B Money
Yeah,
podcast. We're talking. Rose and I have talked every night for the past 20-something years. So it's pretty cool that we can do it.
That's
and we
why
can.
when I'm at work, I throw you guys in my pocket, put it on my Bluetooth earbuds,
Mm-hmm.
do my work and listen.
Yeah, you're part of the fam.
Yep.
You are in, like Flynn. And I think it's going to be cool. I think we'll keep getting better. I think she's going to improve her ability to... She'll probably get a better microphone somehow. I could always send you one, or maybe a better device and a better microphone. Who knows?
I'm not even sure how I'm sounding on the house phone right now.
You sound fantastic. A+.
Yeah, you sound great.
Yeah, really
I
good.
have a headset hooked up, a gaming headset hooked up to my phone right now, so I don't even know how I'm sounding.
You sound pretty good right now. You've been pretty quiet some of the time. You'll go back and hear. You'll say, "Damn, I was quiet." But there's sometimes, like right now, when you're talking, you're clear and loud.
Now, I like using this headset because it has an on-off button for the mic.
So when you
That
start
way I can turn it off.
when you start uncontrollably laughing at something absolutely hilarious I've said.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, my laugh
Go and
sounds
have a
delicious.
cigarette.
I've got a ridiculous laugh. I listen to it on the podcast later, and I'm like, I hate it, but, you know, it is what it is.
It's defining.
You know?
Last night's podcast was epic.
Yeah.
It was an epic
Oh, man,
hissy
you guys
fit.
had me rolling. You guys had me rolling. That was great.
Oh.
Someone else said, too, I was looking at the comments, someone else was like, "Oh, I liked it because of the fight. It feels real," or something.
Yeah, Joe Conti.
Yeah.
Joe Conti mentioned that.
Where you at, Joe? How come you're not on this pod?
Probably out getting crunk or something.
Doing Saturday Night Fever stuff.
Right?
Saturday night means like taxes and rolling cigarettes for me.
I'm
I
rolling
rolled
a
enough.
cigarette.
I rolled
If
enough
I
to
roll-
review this. Go ahead.
No, if I pre-roll, I end up smoking way more, so I don't. Because if I have them nearby, I'll just be like, oh, there's another cigarette. Oh, I haven't had a cigarette in 2 minutes. There's another one. Oops.
That's how it was when I smoked inside.
Yeah.
It's cold out now.
Oh. We've done the thing where we smoke outside, but, you know, it's cold out. But, I mean, you've got kids and everything, so it's understandable. You probably have nice stuff in your house you don't want stinking, too.
Yeah. I had a TV fry from cigarette tar.
Oh, really?
Not long ago. Yeah.
That's not good.
It was a nice TV. It was a Hisense 55-inch. Yeah, just
Oh,
fried.
cool.
That Hisense, that must be fairly new, too.
It was actually one of their first models. Got it years ago. I think it was like 10 years ago.
Oh, so not that new.
All my stuff now is just the Roku.
Yeah. Yep, I got Rose has a Roku TV, and I have one too up in Michigan. Those are good, man. And
Yeah.
Professor Bam uses that upstairs. In her
Yeah, they got decent service, quality image, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we call it her apartment, Professor Bam. Up in her apartment. She's got a whole apartment up here in the house. It's like a...
Oh, I was surprised to see. Oh, sorry.
Okay, go. Go ahead. Talk.
Oh. Okay. Now, I was surprised to see White Collar is on Roku. I don't know if you've ever watched that show.
That's what you interrupted my sentence for? Was to say that.
I guess.
Remember when I said have a glass of shut the hell up? That's where I would say something like that.
Well, okay. I didn't know you were about... When I spoke, we both started speaking at the same time.
Oh, no.
Nobody interrupted.
Oh, no, we didn't start speaking at the same time. I was in the middle of a fucking sentence, and you started talking.
You were on a 5-second pause in your run-on sentence. Okay.
No, that's not true.
I did not understand that you were going to say more.
Okay, well, continue. I don't mind. I'm just saying, it's something to think about. If I did care about what I was saying...
I asked you what you said, and you said, never mind. So, you must not have found it that important. But anyhow, I was going to say White Collar's on Roku, and also the Stargate movies are on YouTube for free right now.
Oh, the movies are?
Yeah, Continuum and Ark of Truth are both free. Also, we watched the original movie on there very recently. Buck and I did.
I've been wanting to have my eldest watch Stargate, see what she thinks.
Oh, good luck. I have trouble getting my niece to watch that one.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
She likes Buffy. She likes Buffy. That one, I just started watching it while she was around with her little headphones on, minding her own business on her phone. I started watching it, and eventually she put the phone down and started watching too. So.
How do you get your kids to put their fucking phones down? Do your kids have electronics, Elite Edge? Do they have electronics?
Yes, they have to ask permission in order to use them, though.
Okay, good. That's really smart. I just wonder because whenever, honestly, it's a catastrophe with the niece, okay? She is constantly on the phone. She has headphones on. When we go places in the summer when I'm there, her headphones are on. She's not present with us. She's in the electronic world. It's really fucked up. It's not okay.
A lot of the kids live in that alternate universe that is the web.
Yeah. If it was up to me, if it had been up to me, and I'm an aunt, I'm not a mother, I'm not a parent here, but if it had been up to me, it would be right about maybe last year that she would have been introduced to, here's a phone, this is what you can do with it. But she's had one since she was 6, 7. No. Mom, not because of Buck. And be careful how loud you say names. Anyhow.
We can't hear anything she's saying. I can't even hear it.
Hopefully, because sometimes I will go back and listen and I'll hear her talking in the background. Hopefully that didn't get on the feed.
Like it matters.
But anyway, no, what was I saying? Oh yeah, she's had a phone since she was 6 or 7. With absolutely no limit on what she's allowed to do on it,
Oh, all my kids' accounts are monitored.
Yeah, if only. If only.
It's preposterous.
But,
it's asinine is the word. The word is asinine. When people are there and we're all spending time together and she's got these headphones on, it's fucking stupid. It should not be allowed.
Well,
we don't allow it. I don't. I tell you, take the fucking headphones off. Sure, I'll take you for a ride and we'll go do stuff. Take the headphones off while we're together so we can spend time together.
Our rides go, she says that she has motion sickness, that she can't listen to her music while she's riding in the car.
Yeah, that's good.
She says. Now, her father also has motion sickness in the car, so it's possible, but I think it's also one of those due to COVID. She uses it as an excuse.
Yeah.
My mom would have ripped off the headphones and would not listen to my excuse. That's just the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
And if I kept doing it, I would lose the headphones. They would go out the window.
It's understandable if everyone's doing something else, but when you're having like a family talk, everyone's spending time together and you're doing that, that's asinine.
Well, the problem is, over there at her other house, they ignore her mostly.
Well,
So she's kind of...
We're talking about, in general, kids usually. We're not specifically talking about your niece at all.
Yeah. I see all the kids, their faces in their phone all the time. They're living their life on this internet world instead of the real world. Like, what's cool is the internet is cool. Look what we're doing right now. We're all communicating to each other. We're streaming a podcast to the whole world. It's fucking cool. But you know what? We're also having human interaction at the same time. We're not doing comments only or whatever. We're on a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
She doesn't even interact with people. Her thing is YouTube, and she doesn't do the comments. She doesn't... she won't watch a live stream of anything she watches. She'll watch it later. Because she's, like, weird about it, you know?
Huh.
My daughter, what she did is she likes collecting toys. She has a large amount of these LOL dolls and My Little Pony and stuff like that. So YouTube was a resource for her in order to learn more about what she liked and what she's able to learn about, you know, the whole collecting universe.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. YouTube is awesome.
For the most part, the niece is into a lot of Minecraft, a lot of anime stuff, and weird video games. Like, I can't remember the name of that damn thing. I've mentioned it before.
Yeah, I looked it up. It doesn't even look like something I would play.
No, it's 2D. It's weird.
It's a phone game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
It's a computer game.
on the phone.
Yeah. No, it's a computer game is what it is, I believe.
Did you say Call of Duty's on the phone, Elite Edge?
Yeah, you can Call of Duty Mobile.
My friend David was sending me a message. Is there a game called Warzone?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that game? He wants me to buy it so we can play it. Okay. He wants me to buy it so we can play it together. I don't know what it is. I asked him. I was like, is it like Call of Duty? He's like, yeah. Warzone.
Yeah, it is a Call of Duty.
Oh, it is a Call of Duty. Okay.
Yep, Call of Duty Warzone. Let me see. I'm not up on the modern games, so.
I played the Call of Duties years ago. I don't do the shooter games anymore. I get real crazy. I mean, it's not good. It's not good when I play that Neo game. And on shooter games, it's not good for people to be around me. I'm very competitive.
It looks like it's free to play online.
Really?
On computer. Yeah, it says play free now, Call of Duty Warzone. I think my internet would crash if I hit play now.
Call of Duty Warzone. Cool.
Something to look up. I like the Call of Duty series. That's what got me into PUBG Mobile.
Soap McTavish.
For a while there too.
You know what? Our podcast is going to be called Soap McTavish instead of the Soap's Nice podcast. We're going to call it Soap McTavish, and Rose has no idea what we're talking about. Isn't that funny when you have an inside? So a lot of what you guys were talking about for an hour was like inside conversation, and I was like, huh, that's interesting that they're saying this. And then I started to zone out because I had no idea what you were saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was kind of worried we were getting a little bit too deep into the comics and the canon because...
We're talking about comic books, but, Buck hasn't been into the comic books in years, so, I mean, if we talk about the old stuff, like the Dark Knight stuff, he'll know what we're talking about, but talking about White Knight and...
I just haven't been reading comic books since I was a little boy.
Or whatever.
When I was a
Death in the
little
Family.
boy, I read
It
comic
was
books
insane.
a ton. Like, I had all the comic books. That's what I did. It helped me. It helped me develop my creativity. Comic books were awesome. They helped make me who I am today. But I don't read comic books now. And also now they're SJW comic books, all of them.
Yeah, some of them are, yeah.
All of them.
All books are SJW now.
They're all SJW. They're fucking weird.
Any book type of book in general, I mean, right down to something you read, if it's not SJW, you're going to have a hard time even finding it.
Yeah.
I have a decent collection of books
Speaking
that are
of-
really hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, I have something to read. Something that I had something happen today on LinkedIn. So let me go find. Speaking of SJWs and of cancel culture, let's see if I can find it.
LinkedIn. Ooh.
That's the only social network I'm on. It's for work.
Yeah, totally understand. I have an account, but there's some crazy stuff that goes on there.
Let's see.
So you're blowing up your work account?
Oh, maybe I didn't save it. Let me go to my LinkedIn account. I know I saved it. Or I know I shared it. Oh, now YouTube is recommending all of the WWE videos for me to watch. Perfect.
Oh. It hurt us talking.
It knows I was watching all those videos earlier. Okay, so I have a couple things that I was going to talk about, but let me go talk about this one. There's Kevin. Okay, here it is. Agent fired from literary agency for using Parler and Gab. And I'm connected with the chief policy officer at Parler. I'm connected with thousands of people, but I didn't even realize that. She's my connection. And I'm going to read this. It's from Newsweek.com. Okay, the president...
Using the platform?
Just using it. They found out that this person was on the platform. The president of a literary agency based in New York City said Monday on Twitter that one of the agency's employees was terminated after her use of conservative social media sites Parler and Gab was discovered. Colleen Oliphant was identified herself on Twitter as an associate literary agent with Jennifer D. Chiara Literary Agency, appeared to confirm her termination in a tweet on Monday morning. Well, thanks Twitter and at JD Lit Agency, O'Fallon wrote, I just got fired because I'm a Christian and a conservative. Jennifer D. Chiara serves as the agency's president and senior agent. According to the agency's website, the agency identifies itself on Twitter as a full-service literary agency representing children's literature for all ages, adult fiction, nonfiction, and more since 2001. Its website says that 12 other literary agents, aside from D. Chiara, work with the agency. In a series of tweets posted Monday morning, D. Chiara wrote that the agency decided to terminate O'Fallon after her use of Parler and Gab was brought to the agency's attention. The tweets were initially inaccessible to the public, but by late Tuesday afternoon they were listed as protected. A notice on Twitter said access to the tweets is granted only to D. Chiara's approved followers. And here's the Jennifer D. Chiara Literary Agency was distressed to discover this morning, January 25th, that one of our agents has been using the social media platforms Gab and Parler. We do not condone this activity, and we apologize to anyone who has been affected or offended by this, D. Chiara wrote. The Jennifer D. Chiara Literary Agency has in the past and will continue to ensure a voice of unity, equality, and one that is on the side of social justice. As of this morning, Colleen O'Fallon is no longer an agent at the Jennifer D. Chiara Literary Agency, D. Chiara's Twitter thread concluded. And what a name. I have to keep saying this fucking name, Jennifer D. Chiara. Fuck you, Jennifer. You're a fucking moron. Okay? Your name is stupid. Your company's stupid. Good. I hope you get sued for fucking $50 million for wrongful termination. So anyways, the thing, I think that's it. No, there's a lot more. Just keeps going.
Crazy.
I'll post it in the comments.
I know my church just quit all social media platforms to fix Gab. I haven't even got into that aspect of it. I'm having a hard time keeping up with all the alternative platforms now that you have to in order to get actual information for about anything.
Yeah. Yep, I get all my info from Rose Clarity on this podcast. Let's see.
I mostly do too.
Rose Clarity on this
Usually I
podcast.
want to keep in touch with my pastor, and he's been changing platforms all the time. He was on Parler and then all over the place.
Oh, man. It's crazy that a pastor has to keep changing platforms like that.
Well, if you speak truth, biblical truth, you're going to find opposition in some way, shape, or form.
I suppose, yeah.
Because it's just one of those things. Biblical truth it offends people. Because when people read the Bible, sometimes people think that they're being judged. When it's not. The people who are reading the Bible and saying the Bible says this, they're not judging the people. It's just saying that this is what the Bible says. Yeah. So a lot of times people feel judged. Like with the LGBTQ community, they feel judged. And the church really hasn't done a real good job at actually relaying what the Bible says about that.
Hey, if anybody's out there listening and they have the link to that thing, I totally clicked off it. I don't know how to get it back. So if you guys have the link, it's Newsweek, and it's fucking Parler Jennifer D. Chiera. If anybody can find it. Or if not, I'll do it later. You never know who's listening, and somebody out there might be able to do it faster than me, though. Okay, so I just wanted to read that to you guys. I thought that was fucking insane. And it doesn't say anything of like what they said. They just had an account. By having an account that makes you.
Agents using Parler and Gab Newsweek.
What's that?
It said, I just read the headline. Is it agent fired from literary agent for using Parler and Gab? Okay, I have it.
I sent it to you just a few seconds ago too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was going to say about that what Edge was saying. It reminded me of something that was happening a while back, is they were trying to posthumously cancel Michael Jackson, because at one point there's a story about a gay actor propositioning him, and he said something about the Bible, and in response, the Bible, has something to say about that. And the gay actor came back at him, well, if I was a woman, you'd totally go to bed with me, wouldn't you? And he's like, the Bible also has something to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
So they took that bit of a story that may or may not even be true, because it was in a weird unauthorized unauthorized biography. One of the more widely known ones. But they took that, and there was like a weird Twitter thing where they're like, we should cancel Michael Jackson. Look at what he said about gays,
What did he say?
In 1979 he said that, and you want to cancel him now? He's dead.
Well,
oh my gosh.
People have beliefs, and that's okay. And everyone is allowed to have their own belief. And everyone's allowed to... He didn't do anything to someone who's gay. He just said this is his belief.
Yeah, I don't judge anybody. They have the right to their own sexuality. I mean...
People have the right to their own religion, too. If that's his religion, whatever. Be free, man.
At the time he was a Jehovah's Witness, for sure. He left later, but at that time he was for sure Jehovah's Witness, and he was.
Does he have any Jehovah's Witness
really
songs?
deep in that Jehovah's Witness church.
Any Jehovah's Witness songs that we could listen to?
I don't know. I do know that Thriller nearly got him kicked out because of the macabre theme.
Yeah, because of the dead and rotting corpses.
Well, corpses coming back from the dead, and werewolves and stuff. Yep.
Yep.
They said it represented something satanic. So
Well, it
people.
kind of did.
And then he had to do a disclaimer. That was cancel
Right.
culture in the beginning. They were going to cancel him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cancel culture started with a lot of the religious groups in reality.
Yeah.
Christianity, Jehovah's Witness, a lot of them have been involved in it. That's why we have so many laws against civil liberties in the past, against LGBTQ, when everything was originally free. People were originally, before people started passing laws against it, were able to do whatever the hell they wanted.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember
you may
when
hear
the
about-
church.
Go ahead.
I remember when it was very common for not the church but churchy people. There was like some sort of a war on like goths and like Marilyn Manson, and they were calling it satanic worship, and there was a movement to cancel these things. Even Tipper Gore was trying to cancel music.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it was
a lot
one of those things. You can't regulate morality. And a lot of these politicians need to get it out of their heads. Just because they're supported by the church doesn't mean they should be getting behind these regulations in order to limit
Yeah.
people's civil liberties.
Yeah, and
If they
this
believe, that their movement, their religion, that their God is so great, why would they need to pass a law against it? Just teach your kids, have them teach their friends the right way to do things, and you won't have a problem.
yeah, teach by example.
Exactly. But that's a
yeah,
big problem with the church.
Cancel culture when we were younger was religious cancel culture, which is it's a really weird place to be in now that it's now anti-religious cancel culture.
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of what do you call it? A retaliation. You're talking.
Yeah.
How many years did the church sit there and preach against cannabis just because the government told them to?
For a second, I thought you were going to say cannibalism. I'm like, what?
No, cannabis.
Cannabis.
The rediscovered medicine of old.
Mm-hmm.
CBD has done amazing things for the past 20 years for so many people, mixed along with THC and the rest of the development of everything that they've done. There's so many people that don't even have seizures anymore because of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. I got to get back to Michigan for the growing season coming up. Got a lot of friends that own those farms that grow that stuff. I got to go help them.
Oh, yeah. Growing season never really ends in Michigan anymore.
Well, indoors, right.
Oh, when you got, seeing that they have legalized recreation, we have...
Each person can have 12 plants.
Now.
Is that right? Each person can have 12 plants?
Yes, unless you're part of the medical marijuana program.
And then you can have more than 12.
Which still exists. You can become a caregiver for other patients, and you can have up to five other patients you're growing for. So that would be 6 times 7. So.
Are you
Cool.
a patient? Are you a doctor?
No. Usually it's for people who have a medical condition that doesn't allow them to grow themselves.
I see.
Like a lot of cancer patients,
Yeah.
they need to concentrate on getting better. They don't need to worry about growing freaking plants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mountain Man has a lot of experience with that as a caregiver in Michigan. Yeah. I wonder if he's listening.
I was a caregiver for a short period of time.
Yep, but now just anybody there, you can grow 12 plants. 12 plants is a lot. If you do it the right way, that's like 12 pounds
Well, you're only allowed to have 10 ounces.
at once.
Yeah.
Right.
In your
Allowed.
home.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
12 plants can
But
produce
that-
a lot more than that. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, one plant can produce over 5 pounds.
Yep.
If grown correctly. That's why you have caregivers. What they'll do is they'll give all the medicine to their patients.
I see. Hold on, cat. I'm going to feed my cat while we're talking. Oh, Lord, where did this go?
I don't know. The overregulation of this new industry just has me worried.
Well, at least it's a step in the right direction. The regulation is always going to be there.
Yep.
They're always going to want to get the money. It's like it's a night and day here in Florida. You can't grow. There's no legalized marijuana. You can't grow that here, and it should not be a Schedule 1 drug for the federal level. That's crazy.
Yeah, I actually believe that most substances, other than a very few, should not be regulated.
Mm-hmm.
Methamphetamine needs to be regulated. LSD should be regulated, and that's about all the major drugs, I think. I know a lot of people who have...
Methamphetamine is diet pills back in the day.
Oh, they used to come in cough medicine. Methamphetamine originally was a housewife's drug.
Yeah.
They would use it in order, well, they had a million things to do, take care of kids, clean the house. I mean, being a housewife.
Back when they used to do housework. Back when women used to get up, work.
Exactly.
Oh.
Before society devalued what they contributed to the household.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma used to hand them to my mom. Diet pills. Used to hand them to my mom when she was hungry and they didn't have money for food.
I could see that.
Yeah. That was when those were still legal for that, you know. This diet pills. Nobody knew what they were actually doing.
Those drugs, I could see being heavily watched, and maybe even ecstasy because it's abused so much. But I don't see the purpose in regulating these drugs, trying to arrest people for them.
We're wasting a lot of resources. Yeah. Look what happens when the resources stop being wasted on marijuana. They're able to use it in so many other places.
Yeah.
That evil orange man got so many people out of prison that were arrested for weed too. That's horrible. Shouldn't those people stay in prison? They had a joint on them and they went to jail for 20 years, for 50 years. They sold the joint to their friend and got caught.
It's funny, those stories barely even made the news. And Gretchen Whitmer made what'd she do? She what do you call that? Expedited somebody's sentence, and it's been on the news for like 4 days now.
Really? Gretchen.
Yeah, dude's like
super hot.
Something. There was a movement where a bunch of people from people who are in the cannabis industry. They pulled a bunch of money together after he got out, raised like $270,000 for him to buy his dream house so he could finish out the rest of his life.
Now, out of curiosity, these marijuana laws, were they connected to that bill in the 90s anyhow? Anyway?
I think in ways. 1994 crime bill?
The super predator bill?
Joe Biden written.
The Joe Biden written
crime bill.
And 94 crime bill.
I think that's a super predator bill, isn't it?
I believe so. I believe that's the one you're talking about. Joe Biden wrote it, Bill Clinton passed it.
Yeah.
Yep. increased the penalties and jail time and came up with a 3-strike program federally. Obviously, that's going to hurt the poor more because the poor are usually have to do more in order to survive, or yeah.
Enjoy life, you mean?
Well, I speak from my family experience. My family came over when they came over to this country in the early 1900s. They came through Ellis Island, and they were placed in Chicago by the government, inner city Chicago. So from there, the only way to make it was to get a little job that barely paid the bills, or do some extracurricular activities. And there was only so much you could do in Chicago in the early 20s.
Mm-hmm. My family actually, on my dad's side, actually moved to this country to work doing bootlegging for Al Capone. They moved here from Germany to work for Al Capone, running liquor underground.
Yep, mine worked in the unions for Al Capone.
There you go. Look at these tie-ins. Amazing.
Yep.
There's a
Well, a
few
lot of
little...
people from our part of Michigan have ties to that Chicago. Cutwater was a very popular spot, and
As
so
was,
was Muskegon and Traverse City, and this whole side of Michigan.
Right. I believe Stony Lake, that whole little town, was basically built from that.
Yeah, and then you have what is that? Oh, Silver Lake. Yeah, the Great Chicago Fire. That brought in a lot of stuff. That was actually used as a cover by the mob, if I remember right, reading this. They were bringing logs and stuff down for years for the Chicago to rebuild from the Chicago Fire, and they would bootleg from up north Michigan, run it down with the logs.
Indeed. There'd be
Yeah,
tons of booze, and it was them logs.
Yep, you hear so much about the southern states bootlegging, but you don't hear about what came from up north.
Yeah, you hear a lot about the Lake Michigan shipping industry. You gotta wonder how much of that was also responsible for the shipment of bootlegged alcohol at that time. Because there was a big boom, like in the 20s, with the shipping industry in Lake Michigan. I got interested in the...
Could you even
Great
imagine?
shipping.
Could you imagine being a lumber baron? Wow. You'd have so many hoes in Ludington.
Yeah.
You'd have wood for days.
I think
If it
most of
lasts
the lake...
longer than 8 hours, you should see your doctor.
Yep. You would have lumber
I
for...
think most of the lakeshore was on lumber baron money.
Mm-hmm.
You've mentioned the Silver Lake sand dunes before. I don't know if you guys know the story about how this Silver Lake sand dunes came to be.
Tell the story.
They, yeah, go ahead.
So it was a lumber baron by the name of Charles Mears.
Charlie, Chuck.
He wanted to clear cut the lake shore and build like condominiums, places to rent, vacation places for people to buy. He wanted to do a whole bunch of real estate right on the lake shore, So he clear cut the whole area, and shortly thereafter, the sand wasn't anchored by anything because all those trees that had been there were keeping the hills in place, with the topsoil on top. Shortly after the place was clear cut, all the topsoil, with the high winds coming across Lake Michigan, all the topsoil blew right off. So that area is now the state park known as the Silver Lake Sand Dunes, and it's highly protected by the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources, when the dunes being there aren't even a natural thing in the first place. It's man-made. It's a man-made mistake, to be honest.
Yeah, the mistake that keeps the mistake that keeps the money pouring into the county.
Oh yeah. It wouldn't though if see the thing is Charles Mears. They held that land for a while and they didn't know what the heck to do with it because it was just sand. It's fallow land. You can't plant on it. You can't build on it. You can't do anything with it. But eventually, his daughter, I believe, ended up donating it to the state of Michigan. And they ended up turning it into a tourist attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after, of course, he sold a bunch of it for lakefront property.
Yeah. The stuff that he hadn't entirely clear-cut, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, you'll see a lot of houses close to the lakeshore.
There's a news story that keeps on getting a lot of attention all across Michigan. You know, they're talking about it all over Michigan, but there's a news story about this house right next to the dunes that just the dunes keep encroaching on their property. One house already got swallowed by the dunes, and they want to save their property. They want to remove the sand or build something a barrier to keep the sand away, but the DNR will not allow them to because it's a natural resource. Which I think is absolutely hilarious because I know that is not natural. It's a man-made thing. It's a mistake. Oops.
Yeah, but they still bought the property and built the house.
Yeah, but actually when they built that house, the dunes were much further away. There's probably like 4 or 5 houses that have been swallowed by the dunes since they bought that house.
It's a known thing that the dunes move.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's biblical prophecy or anything saying not to build on sandy soil.
Well, the thing about that, though, is, like, at the time those houses were built, the dunes were a new thing. Those dunes in that place were new. Nobody really knew what would happen with them, you know? And these are family houses that have been in the family for years, so. But, I mean, I don't understand how. If you've got borders of a state park, how does the border keep moving when the dunes move? How does that happen? Why isn't it that still their property, you know?
You have a good point there. Private property, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of stuff like this last year with the Lake Michigan being so high. All these people with lakefront property, the houses right on the freaking lake, complaining and asking for money from the state government to fix their property to stop it from eroding. You're talking multi-million-dollar houses with CEOs owning it, asking government for help.
Yeah.
That was one of the most ridiculous things I had ever seen.
Well, I know anything
property.
I know anything near that hydroelectric plant is probably safe because that area tends to be, like, they keep an eye on what's going on there.
Mountain Man is here. Mountain Man, did you hear us talking about you a little while ago? We talked about you.
We got Elite Edge in the house tonight.
Oh, Mountain Man, you were a pinnacle of this podcast. We were talking about... We'll bring you on and we'll talk about your experience with... what were you saying? How is it termed as, Elite Edge? When you're growing for other people?
A caregiver.
Caregiver. Yep, Mountain Man has a lot of experience as a caregiver. He's a caring man. Not just a mountainous man, a caring man. A caring, mountainous man. A mountain of a man that's caring.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, do we want to get into some Tom Cruise corner tonight or not?
Do whatever. Just keep it running. Bring the clock. Let it roll.
We've had a long little conversation without any material here, so I've been kind of keeping things on the back burner. Hold on.
I'm always interested in what the great.
I can try to add a call. You know what, guys? Let me try to add a call. Mountain Man, call me. Call me on the phone right now, and I'll try to add you. I don't know if I can conference in a third, but I've never tried it, but let's try it. I'm ready when you are.
I wonder if you could have him call through the tablet.
I don't know.
That might be another way to do a third.
Okay, Mountain Man, I'm going to call you. It's going to be coming from a Detroit, Michigan phone number. That's my number. So hold on just a second. Hold on, Mountain Man.
Yeah, maybe we can do a Mountain Man segment instead of a Tom Cruise corner tonight.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Even though I do like to know what great leader Tom Cruise is up to. So.
The Prince of Scientology. The Grand High Maestro.
Hello.
Hey, Mountain Man. How's it going?
How you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Can you guys hear each other? We got a Lead Edge and Rose on the phone, and we got Mountain Man on the tab.
How's it going, Mountain Man?
Hi there.
Good. How are you doing?
I don't think you got to speak up a little bit for us there, Lead Edge. Hammer your voice into that phone real hard. Hammer it.
How's it going there, Mountain Man?
Mountain Man, are you able to hear Lead Edge? I don't think so. Let me try to...
Yeah, no, I am. I can.
Okay, I've moved it. Okay, the phone
I'm
is...
just getting an echo.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
Make sure that whatever you're watching on is silent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you're watching the pod, just turn the sound down and we'll get rolling. So, Mountain Man, tell us about what it's like prior to you joining. Elite Edge was talking about a caregiver. He had a little bit of experience in Michigan as a caregiver, and he was talking about how many plants you can grow, how many people you can help legally, through the state. What experience? I know that you have some experience there. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure, I would love to. Wow, I'm getting like a 2-second delay, so I'm hearing everything you're saying twice.
Oh well, turn the TV down all the way.
It is. It's on mute. It's done.
Okay.
Okay. So anyhow, there was this really good guy who was a huge construction builder, just a little north, and he came down and he ended up with a brain cancer tumor. And he couldn't remember his son's name. He was kind of going downhill stuff, and they asked me if I could make him a batch of cannabis oil. So I did. And I gave it to him because he's such a great, phenomenal man. And they gave him 6 to 8 weeks to live. And so he started taking the oil that I made him, and his son came and gave me a hug, and he goes, "Unbelievable." My dad called me going, "Chad, I was thinking about this job that we're doing." And he goes, he didn't even know anything about any of this stuff. He forgot it all. And so he goes, he remembered my name. He's doing great. And he wanted to meet me as the person that saved his life. And I said, I didn't save his life. I just prolonged it a little longer. He lived 9 months longer.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And he was really good. So cannabis, the oils, the edibles, the stuff like that, he said, how do you use it? I went, he could just put it on a piece of toast. You could do anything with it. He was just drinking it right out of the jug. It's made from peanut oil base.
Was it like an RSO or just hash oil?
What was the first thing you said?
He said, was it an RSO or hash oil?
It was what is RSO?
Rick Simmons oil.
Oh, no. No. Rick Simpson oil? No. It wasn't
Bart
that.
Simpson.
I guess.
It's called Bart Simpson oil, I think is what he said.
Rick Simpson oil is potent as all get out. No,
Yeah,
it's Rick
I was wondering if it was
Simpson oil.
that.
But
It was
that
just,
guy did
it
a
was,
lot of
peanut oil.
technical studies and everything on how to do that, and he's got it out of the park. This is just trimmings, small little bitty buds from growing, and then I threw like an ounce and a half of bud in with it, chopped it all up, and I cook it in peanut oil for 8 hours. I built a press.
Oh, yeah.
And I press it all out, and when you unscrew the cap at the bottom, it's like taking a communion wafer out.
Interesting.
I can imagine.
So,
That way you get the whole plant rather than you just one cannabinoid. That's the key behind when it comes to treatments like that.
it's got all the cannabinoids, and the stuff that I was growing was big in the CBD. And, I even grew some that was only like 3% THC, but like 17, 18% in CBD. The CBDA.
Yeah,
So,
the hemp strains, they're amazing when it comes to CBD.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to
we
smoke
have a local
CBD
neighbor.
strain, oh my gosh.
It's called Stony Lake. It's called Stony Lake Naturals, and he figures he'll be the first one that's truly like done in his shop and stuff. He bought all the equipment, tens of thousands of dollars in it. But the stuff works. My brother, who does not, I can't take that. It'll make me high. I have a CDL. I said, it's CBD. It will not affect you. And all of a sudden, his shoulder, he had a problem with that. His knees, he does have a problem with that. He goes, holy crap, man, I feel so good right now. I said, I'm trying to tell you. Big Pharma don't want you to know this because they can't corner the market on it yet. But they will figure it out.
CBD isolate is amazing.
Yeah.
Yep, I use it all the time. I've been having chronic back pain for years now, and I've always been able to manage it
My back
using
is
natural.
Yeah. That stuff, the CBD and stuff like that is good. I do use a little bit of THC at night just to help me sleep. But other than that, just CBD. And I get it from him, and it's like $30 a vial right now because they're having a big sale.
Nice. That's not bad at all.
Well, it's a month's worth. So if you do it in the morning and at night, that's $1 a day. You really can't go wrong. He wants an affordable price, but still needs to turn a little bit of a profit. Some of the stuff you get out of the gas station, the CBD gummies, them are junk. They don't have any, that doesn't even come close. I've been using the...
Not really. There's one brand. One brand I found at some gas stations.
You should get a lead edge hooked up so that he could buy from the person you're referencing. I don't know how he would do that, but
you can look it up online under StonyLakeNaturals.com.
Look that up, Elite Edge. StonyLakeNaturals.com. This is someone we know well.
StonyLakeNaturals.com.
Someone we know very well. Almost like family. That's how close we know him.
Yeah, lives right down the road from the farm. Mm-hmm.
Looking it up right now. Beyond Organics. Huh. Yeah, that's not very far away at all.
No, it's grown right there.
He doesn't use any fertilizers, no nothing. It just has really good farmland, very nutritious. Everything he grows, like about 3 acres of hemp, and then does everything himself. And
Shit. I know these
the
people.
biggest thing is boxing it, advertising it, and marketing.
That's awesome.
No, it's
I didn't
good
know we
stuff,
had a
I swear by
local
it.
supply.
And then if you order it, if there's a comment thing, just throw Mountain Man in there. They'll know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe the woman, this couple that runs it, used to work for Shelby Schools.
Yes, you did. Kim.
Yep. Nice people.
Yep. Alex is the one that taught me how to do flooring at the beginning.
I'm not gonna get too much in on how I might know these people, but
Yeah.
I do know that. Yeah, that much.
Well, we already said their website, so people can find them. We can just start advertising on the podcast.
And it has, I didn't mind saying their real name because it's on their website anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What else can you teach us, Mountain Man? Tell us about when is the season for outdoor growing versus, I know you can do indoor all the time. What's it been like in Michigan since these changes were instilled? What was it, about a year ago or 2 years ago? It was right after I bought my house.
Yep. I think it was 2 years ago. It might have been 3. I think it was 2.
They passed it 3 years ago, and then it took them a year to do it.
I had an medical marijuana card where I could do 12 plants per patient, and I had 6 patients. So, that's just, now it's, you can do it. You can have up to 12 plants per person. You don't get in trouble. The only way you get in trouble is if you try to sell it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have it for yourself, you're fine. But this guy that had the brain tumor cancer, I'm like, you know what? I'll spend some jail time if that's what it comes down to, because you people are stupid.
You can give it away. It's completely legal to gift to somebody.
Well, that's what it was, is I just changed it around to where it's a donation.
That thing you said, Elite Edge.
What the donation had to be.
What was the ounces you said was the legal amount? It was like 5 ounces or something, Elite Edge? That was crazy. Is that real?
I think you can have 10.
10 ounces, okay.
In your house. You can only carry 2 ounces on you at a time.
Which is a lot.
You can carry 2 ounces.
That's a lot to have on you.
I hope it's not 10 ounces because there's 16 ounces in a pound.
You're talking 10 pounds, 100 pounds, right?
No, I'm at like 6 right now.
Yeah,
I'm
but
at
you have a
6
caregiver
pounds
card. That's completely different. The laws are different when you have a card than if you don't have a card.
No, I let the card expire because I can't do anything because I have a card.
You only have 10 ounces.
10 ounces, that's it. By law.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
You are completely...
10 ounces with a card. Isn't it, Elite? 10 ounces with a card?
Let's just call it that you have 10 ounces, legal limit. we'll
you
just leave
use
it at
that word legal.
I know, man. It's crazy, isn't it?
We should be a weed
Saying
podcast.
you're
That'd
only
be good.
allowed to have 10 daffodils in your front yard.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, I had it out in my garden area, which they plant corn all around in the field north of my cabin. So I'm golden. So I planted it, put it in the thing, because they were plants. I did it at Memorial Day. Because my grandma always told us, never plant your garden before Memorial Day, because it will freeze.
Mm-hmm.
And it did. And, I mean, you can plant seeds for a garden before then, but you should never put plants out there. And the plants I put in, because I started them inside, they were probably 2 feet tall. Some of them were 18 inches, some were a little bit shorter. And, but they grew up to be like big green hedges, and then they chopped all the corn, disted the field up, fertilized it, and then put in. So you were driving out, if you knew what to look for coming down the main road a quarter mile away, you look over to go, if you would be dumb in October to see something that green and that big. I mean, I told him, I go, really? You couldn't have, I called the farmers that farm it, and I'm going, you couldn't have left me at least one row? Now everything is exposed. They laughed. They said the guy that we hired to cut all the stuff down went, this guy knows what he's doing. He said, well, he grew up on a farm. He goes, and I can see he knows what he's doing. He knew what it was. I've never been bothered. And they say you're supposed to fence everything in and blah, blah, blah. I'm going, I'm a freaking redneck hillbilly. I'm going to do whatever I want.
If nobody complains, nobody's going to say anything for them to investigate. They're not going to go out of their way unless they're being dicks.
Nobody says anything. I've had the Soy Lake Naturals people are like, hey, it looks like you got pretty good grow going. And I'm going, you saw that on. He goes, how can you not? They're 7 foot tall, look like big bushes, and they're green as all get out. And I'm going, well, sorry?
See, when I
but nah.
did the caregiver thing for a short period of time, I used autoflowers, which it's a phenotype of cannabis.
I know what it is. I had some.
Okay. Yeah, it's a mixture of 2 different strains of cannabis, and it automatically has a grow cycle that it just goes through rather than going with sunlight.
68
and
days from the
year.
time you put the seed in the ground.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
done.
And they're usually
But
sugar plants.
I was only
And,
getting 3/4 of an ounce to an ounce and a quarter up from each plant.
Yep. That's why I was growing full 12 plants. It was just for one person. So
Oh, yeah, you're good then.
I was doing a caregiver
Right.
for somebody.
Yeah.
And I grew that
Well,
outside.
I had 12 people, and a couple of them used this stuff for a lot more than what I thought. I mean, they went through it a lot faster than I thought.
Yeah. That was the convenience of it. That in Michigan, you never know when it's going to rain and never know when it's going to be drought. So it made it a little bit easier with the outdoor, knowing it's going to be exactly this period of time. Yeah, it worked out really well.
Beautiful. Very
They're all
beautiful.
on, automatic sprinkler systems, and then I use bat guano and stuff for fertilizers and everything.
There's a local fertilizer company in West Michigan that I used. I think it's called 3M or something like that. No, that's a different company. M5, yeah. And it uses a bunch of stuff.
M5 is the soil, isn't it?
Yep. It's amazing
and
stuff.
It's already got the fertilizer and stuff in it.
But
yeah, I use that. I can get it at the local feed store.
Yep, they sell it. Yeah, but it's made in Rothbury, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, Holland,
really good
I think.
Stuff. Yeah, I think so.
I think it's Holland, Michigan.
Well, they do the dirt. I think the stuff they mix into it is called Papa's Poop. The guy's name is the Youper.
Oh, yes.
Came up with the...
Papa's Poop. Papa's Poop is really good.
Yep. Great
and
stuff.
they mix it in. They got the little white pellets in there that hold all the moisture. It releases slowly with fertilizer. Oh, I use that. Especially getting them started and going. You don't really have to fertilize.
I usually mix it in with a little bit of Fox Farm, and I put really heavy M5 at the bottom.
Oh,
I kind of layer my...
Fox Farm's another good one.
Yep. I wanted to get a little bit more nitrogen right when it goes into flower, kind of stop the growth of the flower and make it produce more trichomes. So I usually put a lot of Papa's Poop at the bottom.
It's a farming thing, Elite. It's a farming thing, and it's... you got to know when to cut things out, and then you got to flush like crazy to get everything out.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if you've ever done this, but it was told by me by an old-timer, which I tried it, and it worked. And that was, it's kind of like the old moonshiners. They would tell the younger generation, this is how you got to make the moonshine and stuff. And he said, he goes, you pull the plant off the ground, knock all the dirt off the roots and everything. Get a pot of water boiling and put the roots in it for like 30 to 45 seconds and then hang them upside down. And that chases any CBD and THC back down into the bud. I tried it one year. Well, I've been doing it ever since. It's amazing.
There's a little trick, too, with flushing. I learned from somebody local, just a grower who's been doing it forever. You can add nutrients right up until the end, and right before you decide you're going to cut it down, you take it off, you knock all the roots, put it into a bucket of water with a bubbler in it, and let it sit there for a week and change the water every day. That plant will stay alive because your the roots are getting oxygen. And it'll completely flush the plant out in 2 days.
Hold on. Justin, hold on. Mountain Man, let Elite Edge continue saying that. That's really interesting. Elite Edge, keep saying what you're saying. Mountain Man, hold off for just a second.
Because it uses hydroponic theory, because the roots are still going to get oxygen because you have a bubbler in a bucket of water. You change that water every day. All the nutrients that you had in the plant are going to be pulled out, so you're going to be left with just what the plant has.
That's amazing. That's great.
Quick.
It's hard to hear Elite Edge. He comes through the quietest.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. You were saying something super interesting. I just wanted to make sure we could all hear you.
Yeah, then you quick boil the roots, like you said, and that pushes a lot of the the terpenes. It pushes them out towards the edge of the buds, making a really thinner membrane on the trichomes. Makes it a lot better flavor, better potency. It's better for making extracts.
Interesting.
Those type of things.
I see we need to start our own Michigan marijuana company.
It's an expensive game to get into.
I think I've mentioned to you that my buddy Elite Edge knows the shit about the marijuana stuff.
It's just science. I learn most of my stuff when it comes to tobacco and brewing. You know, I made wine for a while, learned a lot about brewing, did extraction for a little bit for oils and stuff like that.
Yep, Elite Edge was the one who got me into making wine.
Yeah, good times.
Bucks. I think Buck tasted some of my homemade wine once that I was making. I was doing it some the jailhouse way. We'll say.
Oh, it's so much fun to do it that way, though.
Put it in a toilet?
I didn't have much money when I started making wines and beers.
Put it in the toilet, yeah.
Yeah.
Mountain Man in the toilet, yes.
No. With like instead of like the normal value,
That was funny, Mountain Man. Put it in the
bottle,
toilet.
I was using a balloon with holes poked in it. Oh.
Hey, it lets it burp.
Yeah. Yep.
As long as you can keep all that sediment at the bottom and draw it a couple times, it usually turns out great. Get you really fucked up quick.
Mhm.
Shoot, that one stuff that we had growing in your closet for a month, that stuff knocked us on our ass.
Yeah.
I grow
The
in
yellow
cannabis,
stuff,
I have
the
that
added
down.
cinnamon.
Okay, Mountain Man, you go. You've
Done
grown
other
cannabis.
things. Now, I've never made wine. I've made beer, but okay, and I've made beer, but I would like to try it, even though it's illegal as all get out. But I just want to say I did it, and I don't drink hard liquor. I want to try to make moonshine, just once.
Oh,
That'd
it
be
is
good.
so much fun. I'm not going to confirm or deny, but I have seen a really nice I have seen a really nice reflux still work, and it's really neat. You can do a lot
It'd
of
be
things
interesting.
with.
It'd be interesting to do. I like watching that Moonshiner show, even though the Moonshiner show is so fake because they're all licensed moonshiners that they just made a ploy of doing it out in the backwoods.
Yeah.
I mean, for the
Yeah,
show, but
free
it's still
advertising.
just so interesting. Going, wow, fermentation, everything. I want to learn that. I mean, I know about fermentation. That was part of the dairy farm. I mean, you got a lot.
Yeah, but
silage and
distillation's
everything,
a whole different
ferment
process.
and all that. I mean, okay, it's a fermentation period.
Yep. Well, basically, what you're doing is you're just getting a really volatile substance, a mash. It's the same thing, like
Right.
when you do pressing with cannabis or making extract of cannabis, you use your trim and stuff. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's what's in there in the long run. So you make this really nasty, heavy alcohol mash, and you put it into a still, and you boil just the alcohol off. And alcohol boils like at 100 degrees, I think it is.
107.
So.
You don't want it to get
Let's
over
put a disclaimer on this.
The alcohol off.
There are many ways that it could go wrong, so don't take this advice and go do it if you're listening. Not talking to us. I'm talking to anybody who may be listening.
Oh, no.
Disclaimer.
Yeah,
Try
nobody
this
tried
at
that.
home.
Yeah, it is completely illegal, and you could get hurt. Things blow up.
Yeah, we're not
Right.
we're not saying to do anything illegal. We're only talking about stuff we've seen on television shows and stuff. That's all.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's well, science. Alcohol
Science.
boils at a different temperature than alcohol. So after you make this mash and you turn it up to 100 degrees, the only thing that's going to boil in there is going to be the alcohol, and that'll condense, and it'll turn into a vapor, and then you condense it into a liquid. That's how they
And then you
refine
put it through a cold water worm, and it turns back into liquid.
Yep.
To be
You
clear,
always dump the
the
heads
actual
off
fermentation
because-
process to make wine or beer is not necessarily illegal as long as you're not
Rose.
selling it.
You're literally
Distillation
Rose.
process, I do believe, illegal.
You're 10 times to 20 times louder than Elite Edge. I don't know how that is. How are you so much louder than Elite Edge?
I'm holding the house phone to my shoulder, walking around making a cigarette right now.
Wow, you are so loud. How do
I'm
we get
trying
Elite
to be
Edge
as loud
louder?
as I can.
Elite Edge, put the fucking
You're fine.
phone in your mouth and talk so loud into it so I can hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm trying, man.
I just want to hear you so
I
good.
can hear you fine. I just don't like the echo, the delay.
You're
Plus,
here.
you also have to remember he has kids sleeping at home.
Oh,
so you
yeah,
can't holler
okay.
at-
Kids.
And a wife that's got to be up at 5 a.m.
Well, it's time to get outside in that 18 degrees and go do some.
Wake your ass up! We have to win tomorrow.
We do. Yep.
What are you talking about?
The Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
We talked about it
I
already.
have no idea when that's supposed to be.
That's
don't
tomorrow.
have normal TV.
Tomorrow.
No,
Oh,
the
today.
quote that I said was from Waterboy.
Oh. I have no idea. But yeah, we have to win tomorrow.
Wake your ass up! We gotta win tomorrow.
I'm a season ticket holder for the Bucks, and we are in the Super Bowl.
Is this
Fantastic.
their first Super Bowl?
They won one in 2002, but it's their first time in the playoffs and to the Super Bowl since then.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I'm not real familiar with their history. I'm a Lions fan, so I never get that far.
They're called the
Super Bowl.
Succaneers. Well, they're like the Lions, only they've gotten lucky a couple times. They're called the Succaneers for a
Okay.
reason.
Elite Edge, I have a question.
Okay.
They did the Stafford trade with Goff. Do you believe, I do in a way, that the Rams got an older version of Jeff Goff and the Lions got a younger version of Stafford?
I'm not sure.
Alexa, how
to answer
old
that
is
one.
Jared Goff?
Jared
Young,
Goff is
but he
26
went to
years
the,
old.
took him to the
26.
Super Bowl 2 years ago.
1994.
He's only 26 years old. Alexa, how old is
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford?
Matthew Stafford is 33 years old.
33.
He was born on February 7th.
8 years younger than Stafford.
Tampa, Florida.
Yep.
He plays a lot like him.
Stafford was born in Tampa, Florida. Did you know that?
Yeah. He was born in Tampa, was raised in Texas, went to University of Georgia, won the Heisman, #1 pick, Detroit picked.
And had a whole bunch of years of shitty football. Horrible, terrible.
Well, I want Stafford
football.
to do good. I'm hoping he goes to the Rams and he goes somewhere, maybe get a ring, but maybe Goff can come over here. Something's got to change up. Come
Mhm.
on, I mean, I think the new coaching staff that Detroit has so far is really kind of knocking it out of the park, but let's see what happens. It's Detroit. We never get excited for anything because we've been disappointed for too many years. But
Yeah.
I'm a Lions fan, true and true. I hope the Bucks win tomorrow. That's who I'm rooting for.
Thanks. I hope so too.
Not just because Brady getting his next Super Bowl ring or whatever, but he played for the University of Michigan. So
Yep. Earlier in the pod, I was talking about how
I'm a Michigan man,
Yep.
die hard, true and true.
Earlier in the pod, I was talking about how 1998 G Money brought us over to that side of the state, and I was training at the University of Michigan Wrestling Club, and after practice, I got to catch footballs from Tom Brady, run routes and catch balls.
Did you see where after the game where they beat the Saints, him and Drew Brees? Because I think
Mhm.
Brees is going to retire, but
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, he's retiring.
They sat, talked, hugged, and everything else, and then Tom Brady threw one of his sons a touchdown pass.
Yep.
I thought that was total respect for myself.
Yeah, you can tell there've
Some
been.
people look at it different and call it disrespect, but I don't.
Why do they call it disrespect? I think he's just being friendly with his friend and his wife and their kids.
Because they said that Drew Brees should have threw the touchdown pass. The libtard people that we talk about?
Yeah. Weird.
Rose, how are you bad?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't know anything about football, so I've kind of gotten quiet.
No, don't be quiet here.
I know a bit about alcohol making, nothing about marijuana. Besides, yeah, I smoked a little when I was younger, but most of these topics, I'm just letting you guys, the experts, do the talking.
I really don't use it and stuff. I make edible things and stuff like that, and pretty much give it away or whatever. But no, I like to do it just because I want it if I could. And it's kind of addicting just to grow it, just to watch a baby plant, like a garden, like a rose bush, or like anything. You trim it and you make sure that it's growing healthy and it's good. You you just make sure everything is okay. It's kind of fun. We don't have a farm anymore, so, gotta grow something. That and pumpkins. Grow pumpkins. Because we have the shooting range at my buddy's place, and even if they're green and you shoot them with what the libtards want to take away from us, they just explode with nothing on them, no explosion, target, nothing. They just, it's fun. It's something to do.
See.
I only know so much about it just because, it's interesting to me. The whole process, as it became legal, things like that. So I've tried a lot of the processes, and it sounds like you use it for more medicine purposes anyway. So that's the whole purpose of the legalization. So more people would have access. That's a great thing.
More medical, like get off that medicine that you're using and try this. And the edibles, they last a lot longer, and it's more of a body buzz type thing versus like a head buzz, which I really don't care for. But
edibles are processed by the liver, so it doesn't go into the bloodstream right away.
Right.
But it does take you on a trip. Woo, a trip.
A relaxing trip. It's great for muscle pain. Oh my gosh, best muscle relaxer.
I've never had the edibles.
Illegal drugs, it'd be like taking shrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it just has a different effect. The way you take it.
Yeah. But I had indoor grow rooms and stuff. I had one that was a mother room and a young room, and then I had a flower room. And some were done before others, but you got to look at the triclones, the pistils, see if everything is ready. Then you cut it down, and then you pull that pot out, empty it, and you put another one in its place, and you just a constant cycle. But that was a experience and a half, because you're basically manipulating Mother Nature. You gotta have the air blowing right that makes the stalk stronger, like outside. And you gotta have the temperature right, you gotta have the humidity right, you gotta have the light right. I mean, everything.
I built my first grow room out of 2 totes I duct taped together and stuff from Goodwill.
Hey, Bam, how you doing? Yeah, sure. Okay, guys, I gotta go assist Professor Bam. She's gonna have her first shower since surgery, so I gotta go help her. Yep. So it's been a
all
Nice,
of our love
fantastic
to
podcast.
Professor Bam.
yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
It's been a fantastic
Talk to you, Mountain Man.
podcast. We'll do it
Rose,
again soon.
Buck.
This has been
Thank
the
you,
Benona
Anthony.
Buck number 24. You've got to enjoy Rose Clarity and Elite Edge. Talk about a whole bunch of Batman. And we got to have the Mountain Man come on. And just so you know, now you know why he's the Mountain Man. It's not because he lives in the mountain. It's because he's so fucking high, it's like he's on top of a mountain. Okay?
No, I
Yep. So it's been Benona Buck number 24. We out of here.